All right. Good afternoon, or I should say good evening, everybody. This is meteorologist Elijah Kirby, and we are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued here for far western Murray County. Okay, so we're looking here at I don't know if you can see the yellow polygon that we have here, but this basically runs from right around the US 31 corridor in Murray County and off towards the west. Okay, so a few places that are included in this warning would be New Hope and Santa Fe and the western side of Columbia down to Mount Pleasant. You all are included in this severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued here, and this runs until 10:30 p.m. So we have another 30 minutes here on this severe thunderstorm warning here in western Murray County. Now, if you're tuning in from Shelbyville, or you're tuning in from Marshall County, or you're tuning in from anywhere else in our area, there's really not much going on, right? It's fairly quiet right now, but that will continue to change because I'm going to zoom out here and look at all this mess that we have to get through here over the next few hours. Okay, there's basically two lines of thunderstorms that I'm watching right now, and at this point, I feel like this line here. The first line is going to be kind of the biggest player in terms of our major severe weather threat, but we do have to keep in mind this other line that is pushing in behind the first line. Okay, so we kind of have two discrete lines of storms forming here. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out over the next 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. So again, we are live on. We're also live on WLIJ 98.7 here, as simulcasting this live to folks on there. And we're just going to get this show on the road here and talk about some weather here, okay? So we're planning on being live pretty much the whole night as this severe thunderstorms continue to push off towards the east. As long as there is a warning ongoing, I plan on being live here, both on social media, on my Southern Tennessee weather app, on my Roku TV apps, and then also on WLIJ as well out of Shelbyville, okay? So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up a camera here because I feel like that there is a good view for us off the Mount Pleasant camera. Okay, so let me. Sorry, folks, I should have got this turned up while I'm. Okay, so I mean, look at this camera here. It just the lightning is incredible with this. This is looking over the US 43, the US 43 corridor here in western Mount Pleasant, and you can see that there is just a ton of lightning ongoing. Ton of lightning here with this severe thunderstorm. We can go. Let's zoom in here on this severe thunderstorm warning. We have 77 strikes in the past 5 minutes here in Mount Pleasant with this severe thunderstorm. Okay, so there is a lot of lightning ongoing. This is a very electrical thunderstorm and could be a little bit of hail too, up to the size of peas, maybe dimes and nickels coming right into downtown Mount Pleasant. So, of course, if you're along the US 43 corridor in Mount Pleasant, you need to be away from windows and indoors at this time, okay? Let's go ahead and check here and see about our velocity signatures. And there does look to be a little bit of rotation with this thunderstorm. Let me go ahead and we're going to go over here to... That is not what I wanted to look at. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out here, so you're just going to have to bear with me a tad bit. So I'm going to try the Nashville radar, and yeah, there is a little bit of rotation here with this thunderstorm. You can see the darker greens here would represent winds moving away from the radar, and the brighter greens are moving towards the radar. So there is a little bit of rotation, and that just kind of shows the whole thunderstorm is rotating, right? I don't think this is a tornadic circulation here, at least right now. The Weather Service is watching it very closely as this comes into western Murray County, but the whole storm is kind of rotating here from what we can see right now, okay? So again, this is a very electrical storm. The storm is rotating, and definitely we could see some some damaging wind gusts excess of 60 miles per hour as this moves into downtown Mount Pleasant over the next couple moments. Okay, so again, if you are in Mount Pleasant proper, you need to be indoors, you need to be away from windows, and just kind of seeking shelter inside right now as this severe thunderstorm gets closer to you over the next couple of moments here. Okay, because again, it is producing, or it is rotating just a tad, but at least for right now, they're not planning on putting out a tornado warning quite yet. Okay, so I was going to look real quick here and see how fast this thunderstorm is moving, because I don't believe that I got that earlier, and I probably should have looked before I got on. But I've been busy with the doing the radio and other stuff, so it's been a little bit difficult for me to keep an eye on some of this stuff. So I'm going to use my phone here. Just bear with me just a minute here. We're keeping a close eye on everything and making sure that. All right. So we do have some pretty good upper level rotation with this storm here in Mount Pleasant. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go tornado warned over the next little bit. But anyway, so this is moving off towards the northeast at 50 miles per hour. Okay, so 50 miles per hour is what this storm is moving at. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom out just a tad here, and we're going to do a track on this at 50 miles per hour. Okay, the worst of this storm, really where I'm most concerned about, potential tornadic rotation and everything else, we're going to bring this out. And this is moving off towards the north and east at 50 miles per hour. Okay, so and I'm also going to change this to the rank default down to, okay. So we have Mount Pleasant at 10 o'clock p.m. So 3 minutes for you there in Mount Pleasant. Columbia, we're talking about 10:15 for you there, okay? So this is going to be right along the US 31 corridor in Columbia, coming up on 10:15 or so, okay? I'm also going to show some of the smaller communities here. So we have Arrow at 1:01 p.m., Ridley at 10:02 p.m., Isbell at 10:05 p.m., Ashwood at 10:06 p.m., and Poplar Top at 10:08 p.m. And again, this is for a storm in extreme southwestern Murray County. No one else is I'm not really overly concerned with any other thunderstorm at this current time. This is the one that I'm most concerned about here moving into Mount Pleasant right now, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Mount Pleasant camera again, because, I mean, this storm is coming right on top of us here, or is going to here in just a second. So here's the Mount Pleasant camera, and, I mean, the lightning with this thunderstorm is incredible, is absolutely incredible here. And again, this is at US 64 looking off towards the north and west, okay? And you can see, I mean, the lightning is great with this thunderstorm, and that shows how strong this thunderstorm is. Okay, most of the time, whenever you have more lightning in a thunderstorm, the stronger it is. Okay, so that's why you need to be taking this thunderstorm seriously, because there's a lot of thunder and a lot of lightning, and that speaks to the overall volume and the overall intensity of the thunderstorm. Okay, so again, this is this is in Mount Pleasant, okay? Mount Pleasant looking off towards the north and east, and this should be in, Mount Pleasant proper any moment. This is where our camera is located at right here, right off of First Avenue here. So, I mean, the worst of the storm is going to be in downtown Mount Pleasant here in any second, okay? So I'm going to go back here, and we're going to pull this up, and we're just going to watch this come in. And it looks like the worst of the storm is right on top of us here in Mount Pleasant, okay? So, and again, there is some rotation with this thunderstorm that I'm keeping a very close eye on. I think it's elevated rotation, at least for the time being, but it's something that I'm keeping a very close eye on here over the next few moments, as any of these storms can rotate this evening. We have a tornado watch in effect, so it's something I'm keeping a very close eye on. The National Weather Service radar to Nashville is showing wind speeds upwards of 100 miles an hour. 3,000 feet, or that's probably way more than two. Yeah, you were talking about 5,000 feet off the ground. This thunderstorm is producing winds, upwards of 100 miles an hour. Okay, so there's very strong winds up above the surface, about 5,000 feet up. But is that making it all the way to the ground? I'm not exactly sure, but we are keeping a very close eye on it here with our Mount Pleasant camera, of course. And I mean, you can see it's just a strobe. just strobe lights here right now. It's a party with the lightning going on here in Mount Pleasant. So we're at the top of the hour here on WLIJ 98.7, and we are here with the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through. And right now we're looking at a thunderstorm over the Mount Pleasant area. Okay, so it looks like we just changed the direction of the camera here, looking back off towards the south and west now, back into the core of this thunderstorm. Okay, so you see there is a lot of lightning with this storm, a ton of lightning ongoing, and pretty good amount of, we may have just lost the camera there. I'm not 100% sure. Um, let me see. Yeah. Uh-oh. Whoops. Let me bring that over here. um, okay, let me see if we have this camera still. Okay, so we still got it here. We just got the camera back again, and you can see, I mean, the lightning is incredible with this thunderstorm ongoing here. And I think this is probably my friends over at Tennessee Valley Weather that are switching the camera around because we both cover Murray County there. But pretty good lowering there with that cloud too. You can see probably um, it might be a wall cloud even there that we're seeing. I don't know if y'all can see that very well here, but definitely looks like at least a small wall cloud can be seen here underneath of this rotating updraft. Right in this area right here could be a little wall cloud there. So something to to keep in mind here over the next couple moments, especially if you are in Mount Pleasant. You need to be seeking shelter at this time. Okay, you don't have to be taking your tornado precautions per se, but you definitely need to be indoors and away from windows. Indoors and away from windows at this time as this severe thunderstorm moves into Murray County. Okay, you can see, I mean, the lightning continues to be very prolific here with this severe thunderstorm. We're getting some intermittent issues here with the internet, obviously with how strong this thunderstorm is. But it does definitely look like there could be a wall cloud here, and we're about to be in a wall of rain here very soon. So it's going to be very, very hard to see anything else. And we're hopefully get some good data in terms of how fast the wind is blowing here momentarily off of this camera as the worst of this storm moves directly over our Mount Pleasant West camera here in Mount Pleasant in southwestern Murray County. Okay, so right now the wind speeds are looking around 24 miles an hour is what we have right now. We gusted up to 41 today, but I'm thinking that's about to change because you can see the wall of rain about to enter right directly into Mount Pleasant proper here in the next couple moments. And the lightning, again, is prolific here with this severe thunderstorm that is moving through Mount Pleasant right now. Okay, again, this is at First Avenue and US 43, okay, in Mount Pleasant. And the rain is starting to come down very heavy here. And we're getting a gust now of 36 miles an hour here at the Mount Pleasant camera. And let me zoom on in again and see if I can. Looks like we may have lost the camera, at least on this end, unfortunately. So one thing I do want to bring your attention to, this is very important information, pertinent information for us. Here's the Mount Pleasant camera. Okay, we're taking a look at that. I'm trying to look at my phone here to get other information because, again, I'm a one-man show, so I'm kind of, sometimes I'm all over the place and I'm trying to keep an eye on all sorts of different stuff. But definitely some very strong winds ongoing here in the Mount Pleasant area. Very, very strong winds. And I'm honestly very surprised that we're getting any sort of internet connection because you can see the wall of rain that is coming through Mount Pleasant right now. And we're at about 30 to 35 miles an hour at this current moment, and it could get a little bit higher here. Hopefully we don't lose the camera, but definitely a very strong to a potentially severe thunderstorm here moving through the Mount Pleasant area at this current moment. Okay, again, this is Mount Pleasant, And the social science shows that if people see the storm with their own eyes, they are more likely um, to take heed and take watch when the storm gets to them. Okay, so that's why I'm keeping a close eye on this for everybody, because I want y'all to see this and to see what these storms are capable of doing as they continue to push east across the area. Okay, so now I'm going to come off this camera here for just a minute, and we're going to take another look here at the current radar. So again, the worst of the storm here is right over top of Mount Pleasant right now. Okay, so here's our camera is right in here, and you can see we're right in the middle of the wall of rain and wind. Um, so let's go ahead and look at the rotation again with this thunderstorm. And you can see, I mean, it's still going on fairly strong here. We have a nice rotational signature. The reds are winds blowing away from the radar, and the greens are winds blowing, or the reds are winds blowing towards the radar, and the greens are blowing away. Okay, so you have the red colors here, that's winds blowing away from the radar, the greens are blowing towards, and this is where you have the rotation, and it is directly over Mount Pleasant right now. I mean, directly over top of the folks there in Mount Pleasant. So there's not a tornado warning at the moment, and the Weather Service says they are watching it very closely here, but definitely a very strong to severe thunderstorm. And heads up for us here in Columbia, because this severe thunderstorm is coming to you next, okay? So Columbia, in the next 5 or so minutes here, this storm is going to be right over top of you. And we can draw this out at 50 miles an hour here off towards the north and the east, and we can see Mount Nebo at 10:09 p.m., Bigbyville at 10:11 p.m., and Sunnyside at 10:12. Okay. Now, in terms of Columbia proper, we're probably looking at more around the 10:15 time frame. Okay, so maybe another 5 minutes for us here in Columbia before a strong, or a very strong thunderstorm with the potential for some 60+ mile per hour winds moves in. There's rotation aloft in this thunderstorm, so this thunderstorm is very strong. Even though there is a little bit of rain out ahead of it, it's a very strong thunderstorm, and this will continue to push off towards the north and east, moving into a very highly unstable environment, capable of producing some very strong winds. Okay, so something to keep in mind here over the next little bit. So one other thing I wanted to bring to your attention, excuse me, we have our main thunderstorm here over western Columbia, but we also have a line of thunderstorms. Okay, this line of thunderstorms is also moving towards the east. We'll have to see how this line and these storms out ahead interact with each other over the next few minutes, because they're fixing to merge. I think that they're going to end up merging here momentarily, and there is a really impressive supercell thunderstorm out ahead of the main line here over Florence and Muscle Shoals, and the current track would have that coming up into our area over the next 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so we're not done by any stretch of the imagination with tonight. There is still a lot of time here with these severe thunderstorms that are pushing through. Okay, and I did want to bring to your attention again. We have the Bedford County EMA has opened some storm shelters in Bedford County. I'm sure those other counties around that probably have some storm shelters open as well. But I do know for a fact that Bedford County has a lot of their shelters open. The courthouse annex. There's one in Normandy at the Methodist Church, one at War Trace at the Methodist Church, and then Bell Buckle at the Methodist Church, and then also Crowell Chapel there on Halls Mill Road, and a couple other folk or churches and places there that are open. So just keep that in mind as well. If you're needing a place in Bedford County before this storm gets to you, then it might be time to start thinking about making your way over there before the storm gets here. Okay. I don't believe that this particular thunderstorm is going to hit at least a lot of Bedford County. I think it's probably going to miss us just to the north and the west, but still, we do have a lot more activity to get through as the afternoon or as the evening continues and into the overnight hours. Okay, so still keeping an eye here on this camera, Mount Pleasant. Not much going on at the moment, but we have another camera that we're going to monitor now here in just a second. Let me go ahead and pull that up. And this thunderstorm will be coming into Columbia here very soon. Okay. Okay. Camera Explorer. Landon, for some reason, the camera isn't coming on. Okay, never mind. I think it just went down. So I do have a camera here in Western Columbia, but it looks like it just went down, unfortunately. So, okay, no, it's back up. Maybe. I'm trying here, folks. I'm trying. I'm looking over here and trying to get my cameras up so that you can see this come through. But unfortunately, it does look like the Columbia camera may have just went down. Okay, that's a Chapel Hill camera. Okay, there's I'm sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. Okay, so here's our Columbia camera. Okay, this is on the Reservoir Hill in Columbia, on top of a pretty tall hill, looking over a tower. And there is a lowering on the camera here. I'm not really seeing it that well at this current time, and it looks like that the camera might be. It's a little flaky right now. It's a little flaky right now. So we're going to okay. So there are going to do a tornado warning here for Columbia and Spring Hill. Okay, so a tornado warning is about to come out here for Columbia and Spring Hill. I repeat, a tornado warning is about to come out here from the National Weather Service. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to switch over to the Nashville radar site, and we're going to look here. And most definitely, there is tornadic rotation ongoing here within this thunderstorm. This tornado warning has just been issued, just came out just a second ago, and this is for Columbia and Spring Hill. Okay, so again, we have a tornado warning that is now in effect for Columbia, New Hope, Lanton, up to Spring Hill. Okay, this includes Bear Creek Pike exit on I-65. Okay, this does not include Marshall County at this time, but it's something I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. We're up to 74 strikes within this thunderstorm. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look here at this circulation. So the green colors are flowing away from the radar. Okay, so or towards the radar. So we have the let me go over to a blue color. We have the winds blowing towards the radar site in green and the reds blowing away from the radar. So it looks like the worst of the rotation here is right over the intersection of US 43 and US 412 here on Hampshire Pike, going up towards Williamsport Pike. Okay, right along this area, Zion, coming up on Columbia Gardens, coming up on Fieldcrest, coming up on Natco, and eventually Hardy Acres and Chanty Acres. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing some of these. This is really the first time I've done severe weather coverage here from Murray County. But we do have, again, a tornado warning that is in effect. So if you're in Columbia, if you're in Mount Pleasant, or if you're in Spring Hill, you need to be taking your tornado precautions at this time. Okay, so what does that mean? This means you need to get into the center room of the lowest floor of your home. So interior room on the lowest level is always a safe option for any home. Basements and storm shelters, of course, are going to be the best option, but sometimes you can't do that, right? So we have to use our interior room on the lowest floor, okay? And we do, unfortunately, have power flashes ongoing here within Columbia, okay? So I'm getting word now in the NWS chat room that we do have some power flashes ongoing here, okay? So I'm going to look at the debris, see if we have any debris being lofted inside this thunderstorm. I'm going to look off the Columbia camera. If you are in Columbia and you are in Spring Hill, you need to be seeking shelter at this time, okay? You need to be on the lowest floor away from windows. Lowest floor away from windows if you're in Columbia, and if you're in Spring Hill right now in Murray County. This includes Lanton and Neapolis and New Hope as well, okay? There are power flashes being seen. That means that we're likely getting some really strong winds, if anything, even if there's not a tornado on the ground here. But you can see with our debris detector, this green This green color here would indicate where we have some moderate to maybe even strong rotation, okay, that is ongoing here on the far western side of Columbia along US 412 and along US 43, okay, coming up on Santa Fe Pike, okay, Godwin, and Natco coming up on Athendale, okay, Columbia Rock Road. Let's go ahead and name off some other Theta Pike, okay, Carter's Creek Pike, Darks Mill Road, Harlan Road. We're going up towards Fry Road and Greens Mill Road. Okay, and then you get up into Neapolis and then eventually up towards the GM plant in Spring Hill. Okay, so that's where the tornado is tracking here, and there very well could be a tornado on the ground here right now. There are power flashes being seen on camera from sky cams, but we don't know for sure if there's one on the ground at this time, but you need to be treating it like there is one on the ground, okay? The good news is that I'm not seeing any debris being lofted, at least right this moment, from the Nashville radar site. But, of course, again, if you're in Columbia, if you're in Neapolis, if you're in New Hope, if you're in Spring Hill, you need to be seeking shelter, okay? Those on Bear Creek Pike going out I-65, okay? You need to be seeking your tornado safe place at this time. Lowest floor of your home. That would be a basement or at least a bottom floor and away from windows. You need to be as close or as far away from the outside as possible. Put as many walls between you and the outside. You want the storm to have to knock down a ton of walls to get to you. Okay, so again, not seeing any debris being lofted, at least at this current moment. But again, we do have a tornado warning in effect, and here's our rotation. You can see it very well here off the Nashville radar site. Okay, and you have the brighter or the darker colors here blowing away from the radar, and then you have the brighter colors blowing towards the radar site. Okay, now if I just happen to sample this, I mean, we're talking about 85 mile per hour winds, okay, and this is probably 3,000 feet or so above the surface here in Columbia, right over downtown Columbia, 85 mile per hour winds, okay? So these are very strong winds. Even if there's not a tornado on the ground, we're talking about the potential for some 70 to 80 plus mile per hour winds moving across Murray County, okay? And again, this storm is moving off towards the north and the east, okay, at around 50 miles per hour. So let's go ahead. We just got a new radar scan in. So let me see if maybe we have any debris being lofted. Still not seeing anything clear cut here on debris detector in terms of a tornado actually on the ground, right? But again, we have this tornado warning in effect, and we need folks to be seeking shelter here in Columbia, in Neapolis, and up towards Spring Hill, okay, at this time, because again, we have a very strong thunderstorm here, potentially producing a tornado here coming right up US 31 into downtown Spring Hill. Okay, so again, Neapolis, Lanton, Match, Chantey Acres, over towards Lee's Corner, and up towards Spring Hill, we have a tornado, or potential tornado on the ground here. Okay, again, this is very strong rotation I'm seeing here on radar, coming right over Santa Fe Pike, coming over Columbia Rock Road, Hardy Acres, Chantey Acres, Carter's Creek Pike, Darks Mill Road, Harlan Road, Fry Road, Greens Mill Road, Mahan Road, okay, coming right up into Neapolis, right at the Spring Hill High School, okay? This is very, very strong rotation that I'm seeing here, and I wouldn't be surprised if a tornado drops any moment here for us just on the northern side of Columbia moving up into Spring Hill, okay? So again, if you are in Spring Hill, if you are in Neapolis, if you are in Columbia, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. You need to be seeking shelter at this time. I'll go over here to the tornado safety graphic again. The best place, the safe place option for seeking shelter from a tornado, interior room, on the lowest level is always the best option for seeking shelter from a tornado. Basements and storm shelters are the best option, but at least interior room on the lowest floor of a building. This would be a bathroom or a closet more than likely in your home, okay? So again, if you are in Columbia, if you are in Spring Hill, you need to be seeking shelter at this time for a very strong circulation here that is coming directly over top of us, okay? So again, this is where the rotation is right now, this little green blob, okay? This kind of gives it down to the street level here. Harlan Road, Darks Mill Road, coming up into Neapolis, okay? This is coming right up US 31 here into Spring Hill, okay? So Neapolis, Station Loop, Denning Lane, Raider Lane, that would be around Spring Hill High School, I believe, Richmond Road, Cayer Lane, Carters Creek Station Road. That's right along the CSX line that goes down to the Spring Hill GM plant. We're talking about Saturn Parkway, okay, that goes between Main Street and Spring Hill and over towards I-65 there. Kedron Road, okay, Duplex Road, Cleburne Road, right along the GM plant in Spring Hill, okay? So again, we have a tornado warning that is in effect here for northern Murray County. Okay, and this rotation is moving right along US 31 right up into Spring Hill, okay? This is riding up right into your area if you're in Spring Hill. All right, let's go ahead and bring this out at about 50 miles an hour here with this rotation. Carters Creek, 1022, Lanton, 1022, Cleburne, 1024, Spring Hill, 1027, and Duplex Mission at 1030, and then eventually this will move up into Williamson County, okay? Williamson County is the next up. But we have 71 lightning strikes in the past 5 minutes here, okay? So this is a very, very strong thunderstorm. And let's go ahead and look here. I mean, just take a look. Well, as soon as I bring it up, the lightning stops. But you can see, I mean, the lightning is almost nonstop here with this thunderstorm, okay? So this, again, is a very, very strong thunderstorm. Very strong thunderstorm for us here in the Columbia area, and we need to be seeking shelter at this time if you're in Spring Hill specifically. Again, Spring Hill, you need to be in your safe place. If you are in Spring Hill, you have maybe a minute. You have maybe a minute before this severe thunderstorm and possible tornado moves directly over your area, okay? This is a very populated part of Murray County. We're talking about Spring Hill. That's one of the fastest growing towns in Tennessee. Lanton and Neapolis, right between Columbia and Spring Hill, 31 corridor is growing substantially, okay? And again, the rotation couplet here with the greens and the reds very close together continues to be very strong. Okay, the greens blowing towards the radar, the reds blowing away, and this would be where the potential tornado is located at, okay? Right here over or just south of the Lanton and Neapolis areas of northern Murray County. Okay, so again, if you are in Spring Hill, if you are in Neapolis, if you are in Lanton, if you're in any of these subdivisions right along Kedron Road or I-65, Saturn Parkway, you need to be in your safe place at this time, okay? In your safe place at this time if you are in Spring Hill. This thunderstorm is not coming near Bedford County. It's going to skip over Marshall County as well. This is moving off towards the north and east, okay? So it's going to be pushing off into Franklin and Murfreesboro and Nashville. We're going to say bye-bye to this thunderstorm here in a minute. But right now, if you're in Spring Hill, you need to be seeking shelter immediately, okay? We have 54 lightning strikes here in the past, we're talking maybe 5 minutes, okay? So this, again, is a very, very strong thunderstorm. And we need to be seeking shelter if you are in Spring Hill, okay? So again, here's our current shear. This is showing the spinning in the atmosphere, right? Neapolis, Lanton, Carters Creek, you know, the same areas I've been hammering in over the past 5 minutes here. This is where the rotation is right now, and this is moving quickly, going to come right over Saturn Parkway, Kedron Road, and off towards Stewart Creek High School right there on the county line between Williamson County and Murray County, and then eventually into Williamson County and away from the southern Tennessee weather coverage area. Okay. So again, if you are in Northern Columbia, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. If you are in Spring Hill, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back here to the normal radar, and we'll take a look at what's going on here pretty everywhere else. There's a lot of these thunderstorms are starting to merge here, like I was saying. I was saying that they would probably end up merging, and it looks like they're starting to do that. Okay, so we're going to have to watch for, potentially some more spin ups as this line continues to push off towards the east. Okay, over the next few hours. But at least for right now, the main concern here is this potential tornado that is going into the city of Spring Hill. Okay, it doesn't look like it's on the ground, at least right now. And let me double check that just to make sure. But it at least the Nashville radar is not picking up on any major rotation here, okay, but or at any debris being lofted. But of course, it is definitely a very strong thunderstorm here with the potential to put down a tornado very quickly. Okay. And another update for you. Sorry about that. A new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued here, and we will talk about that here momentarily once we get done with this severe thunderstorm or this tornado warning here as this thunderstorm continues to push off towards the north and the east. Okay. So here's where the rotation is right now. Okay, so we have the winds blowing away from the radar and the greens blowing towards the radar. And this is where your potential tornado would be. Okay, we're talking about directly over Kedron Road right now, probably, because we're talking about, probably a minute or so in the past here. We're talking about Hardin Place and Timberline Drive and Water Treatment Road, Tom Lund Road, Derryberry Lane, Port Royal Road. Okay, they have an exit there with Saturn Parkway right off of I-65. Okay, we also have Countess Lane, Wesley Road, Daniel Lane, Cynthia Lane, Allen Drive, Port Royal Road. Okay, I've already said that before. Commonwealth Drive, and then, of course, over towards the Summit High School area there in southern Williamson County. Okay, so that's where this tornado is, or this possible tornado is coming over right now. And let's look at some of the latest scans here, and we're still talking about potentially some 70 to 75 mile per hour winds outside of the potential for the rotating winds and a tornado. We're talking about potential straight line winds in excess of 70 miles an hour. Okay, so again, this is a very, very, very strong thunderstorm, and you need to be seeking shelter if you are in Spring Hill. Okay, if you are along Saturn Parkway, I-65 between mile markers 51 and 54. Okay, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. Don't be driving around and acting a fool on the interstate with this thunderstorm coming through. Okay, you need to pull off to the side of the road or find an exit with a gas station, anything like that, and let it pass. Okay, we don't need to be acting a fool right now on the highway. All right, so let's look at the latest rotation detector scan here, and again, the green colors show at least moderate rotation here with the green colors directly over Kedron Road, Saturn Parkway, Port Royal Road, right here in far northern Murray County. And this is very quickly moving off into Williamson County. All right. So we're about to wave bye-bye to this particular thunderstorm, but at least for right now, we're talking about right here over the Saturn Parkway, Kedron Road here in Spring Hill. Now, I know a lot of folks are asking in the comments, there's what about here? What about there? What about everywhere? If I'm not talking about your location right now, then, you're probably in good shape, at least for the time being, okay? Doesn't mean you're clear from the thunderstorms, but at least, if I'm not talking about your area, we're just don't worry about it, okay? This is particularly for a tornado that is on the ground here, or not on the ground, but potentially could be on the ground in Spring Hill moving off towards the north and the east. Okay, so we're talking about potentially if we continue this track off, this will move into Williamson County and out of our area. Okay, but we do have more strong to severe thunderstorms that are pushing in from the south and west that I will continue to watch over the next little bit. We're not done for the evening by any stretch of the imagination here, folks. Okay, but this is the most pertinent storm at this current moment is this thunderstorm that is over a very highly populated area, and we have a tornado warning in effect. Okay, so I know that may not be talking about your area, but there may be someone in here. I mean, there's 1.3K people watching on Facebook alone, and I'm sure that there's about that many on other platforms as well. We need to be, talking about every area that I cover. Okay, we can't just talk about one area here. So again, we have strong rotation, or at least moderate to strong rotation here, right over Saturn Parkway and Duplex Road, right straddling the county line right now. Okay, we're talking about the county line between Williamson County and Murray County. So this is moving off towards the north and the west, and or the north and the east, and it will soon be out of the coverage area. Okay, so let's go back to the normal radar view. I apologize. That was a lot of talking there. I apologize for that. So again, we still have this tornado warning in effect here, and I believe that this storm is moving out of Murray County and into Williamson County at this time. But again, this is a very populated area that we're talking about here. But the Weather Service is saying that the rotation near Spring Hill has been on the downtrend for the last couple of radar scans. So it does look like that we're starting to lose strength on this velocity couplet here and potential tornado, which is good news. Okay, but still, we could be talking about the potential for some damaging wind gusts of 70 plus miles per hour here in northern Murray County. Okay, if you're in Columbia, you are safe to come out of you're good to go to come out of your safe place at this time. The tornado threat has ended, at least for the time being here for Columbia, but we're not in the clear just yet. We have more strong to severe thunderstorms that are pushing in. Okay, unfortunately, we're not done yet. Okay, and we need to be keeping an eye on everything we see here over the next little bit, because these storms can come and start rotating very quickly, very quickly. All right, so let's go back down here one more time, and we'll do one last look at the radar. I'm going to look at the B&A radar to see what it has. And not super impressive with the radar data, or the rotation there with the storm in Murray County. But again, this is moving out of Murray County and into Williamson County. But right here along I-65 here, Duplex Road, right up to the new diverging diamond interchange they just put in here, going up towards the Harpeth community and Interstate 840 in Williamson County, you need to be taking shelter at this time. Okay, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit more and take a look and see what we got going on elsewhere. Okay, so we're done with the tornado warning now for the most part here in northern Murray County. That storm has exited and pretty much moved into Williamson County at this time. Okay, so we can wave bye-bye here to the thunderstorm in Williamson County, but we're not done, because you see all this here. This is all congealing. This is all coming. We had basically two lines that were forming here, but they're starting to come together. Okay, and that can very quickly start to turn the atmosphere, and we can get some really good rotation and some good updrafts and stuff forming when these lines start colliding together. Okay, so we're nowhere near done with this severe weather threat, and unfortunately, we have one of the strongest storms is about to come right back up into Mount Pleasant, the same area that we that just got done with the really bad severe weather a couple minutes ago. Okay, so unfortunately, we have a lot more to go, folks. I mean, we have this whole line here from Columbia all the way down to I mean, Columbia, all the way down here past Florence, Alabama, this is all coming right towards us and is going to impact everybody. Okay. So we are nowhere near done with this line of thunderstorms yet. That was just basically a precursor here. That was kind of a thunderstorm that had formed outside of the main line. Okay. So we're not nowhere near done with the severe weather threat for today. Okay. Everybody, if you're Murray, Marshall, Bedford, Coffee, Moore, Franklin, Grundy, Lincoln, Giles, Lawrence, everywhere. I mean, everywhere in southern Middle Tennessee, even outside of my coverage area, needs to be ready for this severe weather that is moving through. Okay, and we still have some really impressive lightning ongoing here. This is from the Reservoir Hill camera in southern or in western Columbia. Okay, as the next thunderstorm starts to move in. Okay, so we had one. Um, we got admins. There must be a problem. There must be a problem. So can you please take care of that in here? There seems to be some issues here with people saying that I need to stop talking about the Spring Hill storm or something. So let's go ahead and say bye bye to those folks. All right. So anyway, whenever there's a tornado warning, I don't care who's on here. I mean, you can get off if you're mad at this, but if there's a tornado warning in effect, I'm going to talk about that storm. Okay, I'm going to wait. Everything else can wait. If there's a tornado warning in effect, that is the most pertinent thunderstorm that I'm going to be talking about, and that goes for every meteorologist. Every meteorologist is going to be talking about the tornado warning. Okay, the tornado warning, that is the most life threatening situation. Okay, I mean, I don't understand why we're being. I mean, the Facebook comments are ridiculous. Okay, I don't understand what the big deal is this evening, but we need to get it together, or we need to get off here. Okay, because I mean, seriously, y'all need some caffeine and some Jesus or something here, folks. I mean, I'm being as nice as I can right now, but I mean, seriously, I don't want to preach this evening, but I'm ready to if I need to. Okay, so anyway, let's get back here to talking about these thunderstorms. And again, if there is a tornado warning in effect, I'm going to be talking about the storm that has a tornado warning on it. I don't care where anyone else is. The tornado warning is the most pertinent thunderstorm that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so let's this is my business, and what I choose what I cover. Okay, I choose what I cover. So if you if you have a problem with that, then go listen to somebody else. That's none of my um this I mean it's ridiculous. But anyway, let's get back to talk about these storms here, because I mean I don't understand why we have folks acting like this. Y'all can go watch somebody else if I'm not doing a good job for you. I mean anyway, let's look at these thunderstorms again, and we have a line of severe thunderstorms from Spring Hill to Mount Pleasant to Lawrenceburg, all the way down here to Florence and Muscle Shoals, and this will be moving through all of our area. Okay, I haven't talked about Shelbyville yet. I haven't talked about Manchester, Tullahoma, Lynchburg, Winchester, Altamont, Lewisburg yet. I haven't talked about you because there's no storms where you're at. There's no warnings where you're at, okay? That's why I'm not talking about your area right now. Eventually, I will be talking about your area, okay? But at least for right now, if I'm not talking about your area, there's a reason for it. There's some reason for it, okay? So anyway, let's get back to talking about these storms over here. So Mount Pleasant again getting in on some of the worst of the action here. We have over 40 lightning strikes in the past 5 to 10 minutes here in the Mount Pleasant area, and this strongest portion of the line comes all the way down into Lawrenceburg, Etheridge, Laredo, all the way down the 43 corridor here. But at least for the time being, it looks like that the worst of the thunderstorm here is with the tornado warning is off into Williamson County. Okay, so if you're in Murray County, you can come out of your safe place, at least at this time. But again, we have another line of severe thunderstorms that will be coming through right now. I mean, it's already right over top of Mount Pleasant at this time. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting rid of somebody here. We're and I'm sorry, I need some more moderators, honestly. But if Keith or Elijah or someone else is in here, y'all need to be watching these Facebook comments that are coming in because it's there's some trolls this evening that we're going to take care of. Okay, so I'm going to go over. We're going to look at one of the cameras here. We're going to go over to the Mount Pleasant West camera. Oh my goodness. Yes, we're rocking and rolling again here in Mount Pleasant. Um, woo! Rocking and rolling again here in Mount Pleasant. Really hard rain coming down. Really hard rain coming down, and you can see the you can see the wind coming in. I really can't add. I can't add anybody right now. It's hard for I love all the people saying they would love to, but I really can't. It's hard for me to add people right now. And I'm working on some partnerships with some folks, and hopefully we'll be able to get this going a little bit more. But I mean, I'm a one man operation here, and I'm trying my hardest with what I got. All right, so there's people that do one man operations with a lot more coverage area than I have, and they do it just fine. But we're keeping a close eye on stuff. So for our folks on WLIJ, it's 10:41 p.m. here, and again we are live for severe weather coverage as a line of showers and thunderstorms pushes in from the west. Right now, the worst of the storms are in Mount Pleasant and Columbia and other places. So we're currently watching, the storms that are rolling in, and it does look like the Weather Service is going to be dropping the tornado warning that they had here for Williamson County. So folks over there in Williamson County are good to go. But I mean, seriously, this is a rocking and rolling thunderstorm here right over um, right over Mount Pleasant area. Okay, and it looks like we do have a little bit of rotation with this one as well that I'll be keeping a very close eye on. Some winds upwards of 60 miles an hour regardless here, but I think that we're going to have to watch this very closely for potentially our next tornado warning. Okay, so we will. I was told to look at the downtown Mount Pleasant camera. All right, so we're about to look at the downtown. Oh, yes. Wow. Look at this here. Downtown Mount Pleasant right now. Look at those winds ripping through downtown Mount Pleasant. Wind driven rain coming right down into, and this is right where that rotation aloft is. Okay. So, really strong winds coming down at the surface here in downtown Mount Pleasant. Okay. I know we just got done talking about Mount Pleasant a minute ago, but we're here again talking about Mount Pleasant, and you can see the wind driven rain coming into the western side of Mount Pleasant. Very windy and rainy here in downtown Mount Pleasant. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have 1,400 people watching, and it's not even a tornado warning right now. But so the Weather Service just put in the chat room that they are watching the storm near Mount Pleasant, the one that we're watching right now here on the camera. It has some rotation that we're keeping a close eye on. There could be another tornado warning that comes out for this here momentarily. Not one right off the bat here, but at least something I'm watching. And there is another one near the Lawrence County, Alabama border. Okay. Not seriously concerned with that one right now, but eventually, we'll be watching that one as well over the next little bit here. Okay, so here's where the rotation is with this thunderstorm, just on the other side of Mount Pleasant, on the east side this time. So Scotts Mill, Arrow, Fearsentown, Isbell, over toward Bigbyville and Ashwood, Pleasant Hills, Sunnyside, Lebanon Hills, and down over into southern um, southern Columbia. Okay, so keep that in mind here. We have the reds and the greens really close together. Could be some tornadic rotation here that could be coming up here momentarily. I also have a report here that we have a report of a tree down on Jump Off Road in Swanee, blocking one road, and TDOT is en route. Okay, so that's outside of the thunderstorms. That's just normal wind gusts outside of the thunderstorms, but still, we're dealing with that stuff as well before the storms even get here. Okay, so um, just a lot of stuff going on this evening. Okay, Pleasant Hill downtown Mount Pleasant, not Pleasant Hill. Wow. Wow. Power flashes ongoing here in Mount Pleasant. Power flashes in Mount Pleasant here. The power just flickered really good. And this is just on the other side of that the stronger rotation that I was talking about, okay? This is downtown Mount Pleasant right now. And you just saw that power flash there just a second ago. And I mean, you can see it's pretty incredible here. Pretty incredible thunderstorm here coming through downtown Mount Pleasant. Now, the winds have calmed down just a little bit here in the past couple moments, and I kind of figured that would happen as the storm continues to push off towards the east. But at least for right now, I mean, this is a very um, strong thunderstorm, strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through the Mount Pleasant area, and it looks like that part of the roof there might be trying to come off. I don't know, can't I can't zoom in there, but there looks like that part of the roof might be trying to come off that building. I don't know if it was like that before this happened. Um, or before this thunderstorm came through. Power is out on Kedron Road in Spring Hill. Thank you. Thank you for the report there. So let's go back here and look at the rotation, and it does look like the rotation is getting a little bit stronger here with this thunderstorm. Isabel Frierson Town, Arrow, Scotts Mill here. Some fairly strong rotation ongoing here just on the outside of Mount Pleasant. Now, there's not a tornado warning in effect at this time, but it is something that I think we should keep a very close eye on here over the next couple minutes. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a bigger or look at the big picture here, and this really strong to severe thunderstorms ongoing along a line from Brentwood to Spring Hill to Columbia to Lawrenceburg, all the way down to Florence. Really, really strong thunderstorms here that are ongoing, and this will be pushing through the entire area. Okay, so this is coming through the entire area over the next couple of minutes. Okay. So be prepared if you're in Bedford County, if you're in Marshall, if you're in Coffee, Moore, Lincoln, Franklin, down to Grundy County. Be prepared because we're going to get some pretty strong winds here after a while with these thunderstorms that are pushing through. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I mean, we have 1.2K watching here the stream, which is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible for there not being any tornado warnings. So thank you for tuning in. And again, we're live on YouTube. If you want to put this up on your TV in the background while you do other stuff, so you can still scroll through Facebook, you can get on YouTube. You could get on a Roku TV app, Southern TN Weather, on Roku TV. If you're on Amazon Fire Stick as well, there's a lot of options for you here. So you don't have to stay on Facebook. If you still want to scroll on Facebook and do some other stuff, you can do that. We've given you a lot of options here for the potential, or we've given you a lot of options to watch this thunderstorm go through. Okay, so I think that's pretty cool. So the Weather Service has put out a tornado warning here for looks like Nashville proper. That is not our tornado warning though. That is not for us. Whoops. All right. So I really need to get a phone holder. I'm trying my hardest to I need to invest in one quickly because I had this problem on Wednesday night too. But anyway, the worst of the storm here, I mean, is right over top of Mount Pleasant and Columbia, right along the US 43 corridor. The US 31 corridor here in Murray County proper is where we have the worst of the thunderstorm, the worst of the thunderstorms at right now. Okay, now eventually this will be moving into Marshall County. Okay, not right this moment, but I'm watching it as it continues to push off towards the east. Okay, but at least for right now, I'm mostly concerned with this particular storm dropping 50, almost 60 lightning strikes in, excuse me, in the past 3 minutes here from Columbia to Mount Pleasant down to Colioca. All right. So let's look at this rotation again here. I'm actually going to look at the Nashville radar. And we do have a little bit, it's not as well defined as it is off of the Huntsville radar site. But again, we have the greens going away from the radar and the reds, or the greens blowing towards the radar and the reds blowing away from the radar. And again, this is where the rotation will be right over top of Hopewell and Hollywood here along Pulaski Highway, Highway 4 or Highway 31, between Columbia and Linville. Okay, is kind of where the rotation is right now. Now, in terms of a tornado that's imminent, not something that I'm super concerned with right now, but it's something I'm keeping a close eye on. Okay, and I mean, look at some of these winds here that are showing up. These straight line winds, even if there's not a tornado warning, you're talking about potential for winds in excess of 70, almost 80 miles an hour. Okay. So this is some really strong winds that could be making its way towards the ground. So let's go ahead and look at power outages here from Duck River Electric, and we have almost 5,000, or we have 5,500 people without power here in Murray County right now. So that's the brunt edge of this line here is really, I mean, it's hitting Murray County really good here. And on top of that, you're talking about the ice storm damage that we had up here. So the trees are already a lot weaker in Murray County. Okay, so there's a lot of factors at play here that cause those power outages, but there are a lot of power outages right now in Columbia, or in Murray County and Columbia proper, but really in Murray County. Okay, so let me. Oh my, let's get some of these folks out of here. There's some more trolls. Um, there's some more trolls. All right. So anyway, we're getting rid of the trolls this evening. That's for sure. I don't know what it is about. I guess it's the weather moving in and the about to be super cold again. People are angry and upset. I don't know, but Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay, the outage map that I have. Let's look at the Duck River outage map here because the outages that I have may not be accurate here. I'm getting word from one of my Duck River folks at the outage map, and that may be taking into account the Columbia power outages, the Columbia Power and Water System power outages too. But we'll go directly to the Duck River website here and just pull up the outage map. So yeah, we do have some pretty good outages here just south of Spring Hill on Kedron Road, 1.3K without power there, and there's other sporadic power outages in the northern and western portion of Murray County. But overall, it's a lot better than 5,000. So I I don't know if that was taken into account the Columbia Power and water system or what the deal was. But 1,276 is with the Duck River, the power outages there that we have with this thunderstorm. Okay, that just pushed through. So a lot less than a lot less than the other one. But that could be, both the Columbia and Duck River. But at least with Duck River proper, it's a lot less than 5,000. So, is there any hope of the storms weakening as they get towards Manchester? Well, it's always possible, but we still need to be alert, right? Because there's a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere this evening, and it's something we're going to have to keep in mind. Okay, on top of the severe thunderstorm warning that we have in effect here for Murray counties, we also do have the we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for southwestern Lincoln County. Okay, so we have apparently there is a tornado on the ground in Minor Hill. From what I'm that's in Lawrence County. But we're going to come back up here because that's not our coverage area. And so anyway, looking back over Columbia proper here, we're still watching some broad rotation. Colioca and Fountain Heights here, Lebanon Heights, we have really strong winds coming into those areas right now, off towards Bryant Station, coming up onto the I-65 corridor. But at least right now, for this for this thunderstorm, right along the I-65 corridor from Bear Creek Pike all the way down to Bryant Station. Okay, so apparently there is a tornado on the ground in Minor Hill, and that would be right here where this rotation is being seen at. But they're probably about to put on or put out a tornado warning down there. But still, very, very strong thunderstorms ongoing here. Severe thunderstorms ongoing from Spring Hill to Columbia down to Pulaski. Okay. All right, Columbia Power and Water Systems. We have 3 large power outages, 4,500 customers, and are sending crews now. Thank you very much, Columbia Power and Water. I appreciate you so much for giving that update there. So, again, the biggest outages in Murray County right now are in Columbia proper because, I mean, that storm went right over Columbia just a little bit ago, and it's, again, getting hammered pretty hard there. Duck River is at 1276, and then Columbia Power and Water is higher up there. Okay, so just an FYI here, we have a new tornado warning that has just been issued for Giles County. Okay, so this includes folks just south of Cornersville along US 31A. Okay, Pulaski. We're talking about Delrose. Okay, over here Bradshaw, Pigsa, over towards Amitytown and Bunker Hill. Okay, in Giles County, we have a tornado warning in effect, and a tornado is actually on the ground right now. And unfortunately, if this continues its same track, it will be coming up directly into our area. Okay, so again, that's why I said we're not done with the severe thunderstorms. We're not done with the tornado warnings yet tonight, I don't think. There's a lot of very, very strong thunderstorms to push through here with this line. All right, so we have 2 tornado warnings in effect for Tennessee, but at least for right now, we're not dealing with the tornado warnings here in our general coverage area. Okay, Winchester, not coming to you yet. We're talking about Murray County right now and about to be Marshall County as well. Okay, so let me see how fast this severe thunderstorm warning is moving. And we're talking about 55 miles an hour here and up to 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, okay? 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and easily some, and that was, did I say 50 miles an hour? Lord have mercy. I'm trying this evening, folks. I'm trying this evening. All right, hold on. Very strong winds ongoing here at the weather center. I can hear. Okay. Okay, 55 miles an hour is what I said. So let's go back here and we'll work this out for 50 miles an hour here. All right. We'll do 55 miles an hour here from Pulaski, and we're going to do the bigger cities first. Okay, so we'll start out with the bigger cities and come on down to the smaller ones here in a moment. Okay, so let's start off here with the bigger cities. We got to go to two. Okay, so we have Pulaski at 11:03, Lewisburg at 11:06, Cornersville at 11:07. Okay, Eagleville at 11:11, Holt's Corner at 11:11, Chapel Hill at 11:12, and then we're talking about the Shelbyville Airport. We're talking about Shelbyville at 11:27. Okay, so this line of thunderstorms is moving very quickly. Okay, but be prepared. Shelbyville, you have about 30 minutes before this storm gets to you. Holt's Corner 11:11. That's only 11 minutes away. Pulaski 3 minutes. Lewisburg 6 minutes. Cornersville 7 minutes. Okay, so again, we're talking about the potential for some 60 to 70 plus mile per hour winds here that are moving along this entire line from Spring Hill to Columbia to Lewisburg all the way down to Pulaski as well. Okay, the potential for some wind gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the velocity data, and we can see there's a lot of winds upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour along this line, which is just what I've been talking about here. Let's sample some of these winds down here. I mean, this is even upwards of 70 to 80 miles an hour, okay? And as these storms continue to get closer, we'll get a better look and a better view on the overall thunderstorms and the environment that we have, okay? But still watching some rotation here. I'm going to look at the Nashville radar. The Huntsville radar is a lot more impressive with that. That's why probably not anything good. Okay, so Marshall County, get ready. It's coming soon. That's exactly right, Mr. Billy. It's coming right to you. If you're in Wheel, there's no reason to be taking shelter right now. Later on we might be talking about you taking shelter, but at least for this time, there's nothing, super imminent for you there in Pulaski, okay? But we're talking about here, Lewisburg in the next 5-10 minutes. We're talking about Shelbyville in the next 30 minutes, okay? Potential for some 60 to 70 plus mile per hour winds. All right, so again, we're talking about this line of severe thunderstorms here moving into Marshall County, okay? Moving into Marshall County, moving into Lewisburg and Chapel Hill and Cornersville in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me go ahead and we're going to do 55 here. Severe thunderstorm warning is about to come out here, probably going to include a little bit of Bedford County as well, okay? So let's go ahead and do some times of arrival here. So we're talking about Lewisburg, 11:10. 11:10 for us here in Lewisburg. Shelbyville, 11:30. The US 231 corridor at 11:30. Okay, if you're listening on WLIJ, it's also now 11 o'clock p.m. here, the top of the hour here on WLIJ 98.7. Okay, so let's also look here at Chapel Hill. We're talking about 11:11 p.m. Okay, as we get towards the southern portion of the line, we're talking about Lynchburg at 11:40 p.m. We're talking about Fayetteville at 11:40 p.m. Tullahoma, 11:45. Okay, we're talking about Manchester at 11:52. We're talking about Winchester right at 12 a.m. or a little bit after 12. Okay, there is a lot of moving parts here. Okay, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has now been issued here. It includes a lot of the area. Okay, it includes all of Coffee County. It includes all of Bedford County. It includes all of Marshall County. Okay, and this severe thunderstorm warning is for 70 mile per hour winds. Okay, 70 mile per hour winds will be possible here in Bedford, Marshall, and Coffee County in the next 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so this warning goes for about 45 minutes here, and again, includes all of Coffee County, includes all of Bedford County, and includes all of Marshall County. Okay, so here we go. 60 to 70 plus mile per hour winds. This is a windstorm that I've been talking about for a while now. We're going to be talking about this for a good little bit here, folks. Okay, so Lewisburg and Chapel Hill is up first here for potentially some 60, maybe even 70 mile per hour winds. Okay, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds coming into Chapel Hill in the next 5 minutes, coming into Lewisburg in the next 5 minutes, coming into Cornersville. You guessed it, in the next 5 minutes. Okay. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you're on WLIJ 98.7, I hope you're having a good evening here. We are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued here for Bedford, Marshall, Murray, and Coffee County. Okay, so we have a widespread severe thunderstorm warning that, I mean, this is a huge polygon. This goes from Davidson County almost to Brentwood, all the way down through Murfreesboro, up towards Woodbury, and then down to Hillsboro, and just about every point in between here, okay? Yes, the storm with the confirmed tornado is coming out of Lawrenceburg and coming into Pulaski, okay? So that's where the tornado warning is at this time. But again, these severe thunderstorms and 70-mile-an-hour winds, that's just as damaging as a low-end tornado, okay? So we're talking about widespread damaging winds upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour here along this line from Chapel Hill to Lewisburg to Cornersville. Even though there might not be a tornado warning in effect at this current moment, doesn't mean that we just can piddle around, okay, with this line of storms coming in, all right? I'm going to come on down here a little bit. So there is a little bit of rain ongoing here in Bedford County right now, but again, the worst of the storm here is not in Bedford County yet by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, we're still watching this. We're still watching this come on in, and again, I'm not. I don't cover Giles County, at least right now, okay? And so we're not talking about the Giles County tornado warning, but of course, if that continues to push off this direction, then of course we're going to talk about it, okay? But at least for right now, I'm mostly concerned with this line of thunderstorms here from Lewisburg to Cornersville. And let's do at 55 miles an hour. And let's go into... And we're talking about Lewisburg right now. Cornersville, 11:11. Chapel Hill, 11:13. Shelbyville Airport at 11:27. Downtown Shelbyville at 11:28. Bell Buckle at 11:33. And Wartrace at 11:35. Okay, that's the latest times of arrival here for this strong to severe thunderstorm as it continues to push off towards the north and the east. Okay, Moore, Lincoln, and Franklin County just got added to a severe thunderstorm warning as well, I believe. But I am very concerned, okay? I don't use that word lightly, okay? But I am very concerned about this portion of the severe thunderstorm as it moves off in this general direction, okay? So we're talking about eventually Chestnut Ridge between Fayetteville and Shelbyville. We're talking about Lynchburg. We're going to talk about Tullahoma, maybe even up into Manchester, okay? I'm really concerned about this portion of the storm, in terms of tornadic rotation, okay? Now, right now, there's nothing crazy here locally, but at least in Bedford County, but it's something I'm keeping a close eye on, okay? And again, we do have storm shelters that are open with the Bedford County Emergency Management Agency, and I would suggest if you're in Bedford County, you need to be getting to those. Safe places, those tornado shelters and storm shelters at this time. Okay, because it's fixing to get pretty rough here in just a moment with the potential for some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Lewisburg camera and see if we can see anything. Lewisburg. Okay. So here's Lewisburg right now. This is looking at forgive me for forgetting the name of the elementary school, but it's in downtown Lewisburg, not too far off. And this is the rain that is falling right now. It doesn't look like there's any major wind, at least right this moment, but still, there's here it comes. Here comes the wind now in Lewisburg. As soon as I said that, it started. I think it's starting to come down pretty good here in downtown Lewisburg. So again, we're watching the potential for some 60, maybe even 70-mile-per-hour winds here with this thunderstorm as it continues to push off towards the east. So what you see here going on in Lewisburg, this is coming up towards El Bethel and Unionville and Rover there in Bedford County. Okay, so right now it looks like just normal straight line winds for the most part. Um, so a pretty good rain and wind happening here in Lewisburg, and I think we just lost the camera. I believe we just lost the camera. Okay. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this again here. So let's look at the velocity data and take a look here. And I'll be honest with you. There's a couple interesting little kinks here in the line. Okay, you remember me talking about on Wednesday some kinky. There's some kinky stuff happening with these storms. These are kinky storms. Okay, and you can see there's a little bit of rotation there just north of Farmington along a state or along US 31A. Also, just south of Farmington, there's a little bit of rotation happening there. Okay. There's a lot of kinks and little areas of rotation here that I'm going to keep an eye on. Okay. And I believe the Weather Service has a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning. So that means that a tornado can spawn, fairly quickly here. All right. So we need to keep that in mind as this storm continues to push off towards the north and the west. Okay. So, or the north and the east, excuse me. I'm sorry if I say west, I mean east. But so the Weather Service in Huntsville just put out a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But there's our rotation right around Clay Hill and Rich Creek down to Laws Hill. Winds moving away from the radar and winds moving towards the radar. Okay, right in here is where the rotation would be at. Okay, right over Rich Creek and Powell Lane, coming over to Clay Hill, and this is very quickly moving into Bedford County. Okay, so advance heads up for you folks there in Unionville, Poplands Crossroads, Fall Creek. We're watching this potential rotation here, and these are quick hitting tornadoes. I mean, you're talking about on the ground for maybe 30 seconds to a minute and it's gone. Sometimes they can't be warned on. We can't warn every single circulation along this line sometimes. Okay, so keep that in mind that it's some of these, there could be some tornadoes that just aren't warned on sometimes. Okay, but anyway, I did want to I do want to say that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning here that includes all of Moore County, all of Lincoln County, and the western half of Franklin County. So we're talking about Winchester, we're talking about Deckard, we're talking about Estill Springs, we're talking about Huntland, we're talking about Fayetteville, we're talking about Kelso, okay? Chestnut Ridge, Belleville, Petersburg, Boonville, County Line, Lynchburg, Pleasant Hill, Bakertown, Tanyard Hill. There you go. So we're talking about all of you folks there in Moore County, in Lincoln County, in Franklin County, under the threat for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, okay? And I am concerned about this thunderstorm here in Pulaski potentially moving up into Moore County and Lincoln County, producing the possibility of a tornado, okay? So it's something I'm keeping a very close eye on as that storm continues to push off towards the north and the east. So looking through some of these comments here, 1.5 people watching. Thank you for 1.5K, not 1.5 people watching, 1.5K, but I appreciate you guys. tuning in this evening. So anyway, we do have this severe thunderstorm warning here for 70-mile-per-hour winds, okay? This includes Bedford County. This includes Chapel Hill, okay? And we're talking about this line is picking up speed quickly here, folks. This line is now moving at almost 60 miles an hour, okay? So I need to update my times of arrival here, and we'll do another wide swath moving off at 60 miles an hour. So we're going to start here at Chapel Hill and come all the way down, and we're just going to go off at 60 miles an hour, okay? So let me go. Okay, so we're talking about Shelbyville, 1130, Bell Buckle, 1133, Wartrace, 1135, okay? Cornersville, it's right over top of you right now, okay? We'll be talking about Belleville here in just a moment. And the Weather Service is saying they are watching Marshall into Bedford County for tornadic development. Okay, so this rotation that we were just talking about just a moment ago is moving right into Bedford County. Okay, right into Bedford County. Let's go ahead and do a time of arrival here. We'll do moving off at 60 miles an hour with just this rotation here. Just the rotation. And it doesn't bring up anything. It doesn't bring up anything. Okay, so moving off at 60 miles an hour here. Okay, Clay Hill coming over you right now. Poplands Crossroads at 1121. Unionville at 1122. Okay, we're talking about Deason at 1130. Okay, that's where this tornadic circulation is potentially located at. Okay, there's a couple areas of rotation really that are going to be hard to track on 100%. But I'm keeping a close eye on the Weather Service chat to see if they decide to put out a tornado warning or not. But there's a lot of little kinks in this line. This line is kinky. There's a lot of wind with this line, and there's going to be potential for spin-up tornadoes all across this line, okay? And the worst of the storm is coming directly into Chapel Hill, Unionville, Cedar Grove, Rover, Poplands Crossroads, Sims Spring, Wheel, Palmetto, Whitaker, okay? That's where the worst of this severe thunderstorm is about to move into. Also down in Branchville along State Route 130, okay? Cornersville too, New Ostella Road over to Luna and Tally and Petersburg. Brown's Shop over to Ostella, okay? Nat Grove Road. It's where the worst of this storm is coming towards you, okay? There is a lot going on here, folks. There is a lot going on, all right? And again, we're talking about 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. If you are in Western Bedford County, if you're in Shelbyville, if you're in Unionville, if you're in Rover, if you're in Wheel, you need to be in your safe place at this time, or at least inside and away from windows, okay? That's where I'm most concerned with right now, okay? So again, thank you for tuning in. If you're on WLIJ, it's now 11:15 or 11:17 p.m. or 11:18, and we are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for a good portion of our area, okay? A good portion of our area. If you're in Murray County, you are in the clear. You are in the clear from this severe weather threat, okay? If you are in Murray County, you are in the clear from this severe weather threat. We are talking about Marshall County and Bedford County now, okay? So Murray County is in the clear, but don't let that fool you. It's about to get cold, all right? And there's going to be some snow in the morning, all right? But if you're in Murray County, you're good to go to bed at this time, okay? Time is now 11:18. These storms are packing a punch here, coming right up into Rover right now. Unionville getting in on the worst of the action. Poplands Crossroads, Halls Mill, Sims Spring, down to Wheel and Whitaker and Branchville, over towards Belfast and Petersburg and Ostella, New Ostella Road, okay? There is a lot of there is a lot going on right now, folks, okay? A lot going on. So again, if you're in Western Bedford County or if you're in Marshall County, you need to be inside and away from windows at this time. This is where the worst of the winds are. You see where the reds and the greens kind of come apart here or come together? That's where the worst of the winds are. And we're easily talking about the potential for some 60+ mile per hour winds. Now, unfortunately, the way that the radar is looking off in this thunderstorm, we're actually not going to get the best of the radar data unless we go down here into Giles County. And you can see here, we're talking about potentially 60 to 70 mile per hour winds here ongoing in Giles County. And we can see probably that's ongoing up this way too. All right. So Unionville, um, Unionville, you're getting in on it right now, okay? There's no tornado imminent at this time, but one can spin up very quickly, all right? Not seeing any major rotation signatures at this time, but it's something I'm keeping a very close eye on. Let me go, okay. All right, so again, the worst of the wind is coming through Unionville right now, about to come through Longview and Venata. I hope I said that right. Down to Fall Creek and Halls Mill, Anchor Mill, Sims Spring, Wheel, Bedford. This is coming directly into your area, okay? So I'm going to pull up here. We're going to look at the wheel camera that I have from Turner Construction Services, and we're going to see what we can see here on the wheel camera. Now, it's fairly dark, but you can see some of the wind or some of the rain there. And that was a good lightning flash. You can see the shelf cloud there right off in the distance. Wow, that was a big lightning strike there. So again, this is from Turner Construction Services, and we are looking at Wheel. Okay, this is in Wheel, looking off towards the west, directly into this severe thunderstorm as it moves in. Okay. Severe thunder. You're under a severe thunderstorm if you're in Tullahoma. I haven't talked about Tullahoma yet because it hadn't got to you yet. Okay, I haven't talked about Lynchburg because I hadn't got to you yet. Okay, we're going one step at a time here as it continues to move in. All right, I'm going to keep this wheel camera up, and we'll do some times of arrival here fairly quickly. Okay, so updated times of arrival. So I'm going to name off some cities here. Shelbyville, 11:31. 11:31. Bell Buckle, 11:33. Okay. Flat Creek, 11:35. Tullahoma, 11:49. Lynchburg, 11:43. Fayetteville, 11:39. Winchester, 12:03. Okay. We also have a camera in Unionville, too, from Nash Creamery. Nash Family Creamery also has a camera, and we will look at that one here. Let me see. Yep. All right, so here's Nash Family Creamery in Unionville, and you can see the wind is blowing a little bit there, and there's a lot of heavy rainfall there in Unionville, okay? Right there in it actually has a Chapel Hill address, I think, but it's on 41A in Bedford County. But this is Nash Family Creamery here in Bedford County, between Rover and Unionville. All right. Really heavy wind, really heavy lightning ongoing here. All right. So we'll go back here to the radar and take a look at it here. And I mean, really windy and rainy and a lot of thunder and lightning. All right, is really what we're seeing here. Okay, and that pretty much sums it up for us all. I'm keeping an eye on Wheel here. As the worst of the storm comes directly over Wheel here in just a second. Okay, so again, we're talking about a line of severe thunderstorms from Unionville all the way down to Pulaski, and every point in between, okay, is getting in on the worst of this thunderstorm. I'm going to do another storm track here going out at 60 miles an hour. All right, and we're going to do this at, I'm going to change so the these cities are a little bit bigger. All right, so Shelbyville 11:33, Bell Buckle 11:35, Fayetteville 11:38, Wartrace 11:39, Lynchburg 11:45, Tullahoma 11:52. Okay, so I know some folks were asking about Lynchburg 11:45 for you folks in Lynchburg. Tullahoma 11:52. I'm watching the tornado warned storm here, and let me go ahead and switch over to the Huntsville chat and see if they are planning on issuing. Okay, so they're not planning on a downstream tornado warning. The orientation is still favorable. We don't see anything too concerning at this time. So they're not going to do a tornado warning yet, but it's something they're keeping a very close eye on there at the Huntsville National Weather Service office. Okay. So hail hitting in Unionville. I can see that happening from Longview up Sudbury Road, over to Rich Road, between Walnut Grove, Carter's Crossroads, Longview, Taylor's Crossroads. Definitely some hail, and that's moving into the Christiana area. Okay, some 60-mile-per-hour winds possible, on top of potentially some maybe quarter-sized hail. Okay. There is no tornado warning at this time. Okay. This is just a severe thunderstorm warning, but still, like I've been saying, a tornado can quickly form. Okay, can quickly form out of lines like this, and we have to be watching them carefully. The good news is that as this storm continues to push into western Bedford County, I'm not seeing anything too crazy. Okay, in terms of tornadic rotation, but still, we're talking about very strong winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, potentially up to 70 miles an hour, moving directly into Shelbyville right now. Okay, we're talking about El Bethel. We're talking about Shelbyville, right up the 231 corridor, the Shelbyville Airport, Deason, about to get in on the worst of this storm here. Over to Pleasant Grove and Branchville. Okay, that's where the worst of this thunderstorm is coming to up next. Okay. And again, thank you for tuning in. We have almost 2,000 people watching this evening on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're on WLIJ, thank you for tuning in as well. It is now 11:30 a.m. on WLIJ, the leader in pure classic country, on this stormy February or March 15th, not February. I do not have access to the Tullahoma Utilities cameras, so unfortunately, I can't look at those. There was some, but anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But there's no tornado warnings in effect right now. This is just damaging straight line winds. Okay, damaging straight line winds upwards of 60, maybe 70 miles per hour will be possible. Okay, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds will be possible here across central Bedford County along the 231 corridor over the next 5 minutes or so. Okay, so if you're in Shelbyville, get ready. If you're in Petersburg, get ready. You're next up. Okay, and then Fayetteville, some pretty rough storm coming up here just north of Fayetteville and moving towards Lynchburg. Okay, I am a little concerned about the potential for some tornadic activity here over the next little bit. Okay, right now it doesn't look too impressive, but we'll have to keep an eye on it as that storm continues to push off towards the north and the east. Okay, we have over 67. I shouldn't have said that word, or that number, but we have around 67 cloud to ground lightning strikes in the past 5 minutes here with this thunderstorm. Very electric thunderstorm and a lot of strong wind gusts. Okay, a lot of strong wind gusts ongoing here. All right, we're going to go to the camera monitor, and hopefully the Shelbyville camera is back on, and it is not. Shelbyville camera is down, at least on my end. Yep. That's unfortunate. Okay, so can't look at the downtown Shelbyville camera that I have because it's currently down. But anyway, we'll continue to track this as it moves in. So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Coffee and Bedford County until 11:45. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County until 12:15 a.m. Okay, so two separate severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect here for this line of thunderstorms. Okay, let me see if the Shelbyville camera just happens to be on this side here. I'm not very hopeful, but potentially it looks like it's stuck. It looks like it's stuck. That's unfortunate, but anyway, we'll do with what we got. Yeah, we'll do with what we got. I do not have a camera in Lynchburg, but I will be getting one momentarily or in the next few weeks. Okay, so I will be getting one hopefully in the next few weeks there to put up in Lynchburg. We have a site there that I worked out with Jason Deal. Hopefully, going to get it put up here in the next few weeks. Okay. Um, So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Bedford and Coffee County until 11:45 p.m. and then more Lincoln and Franklin County until 12:15 a.m. Okay? And again, we have a line of strong to severe thunderstorms that is pushing through central Bedford County. So this includes right along the US 231 corridor, potentially wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Okay? So that's what we're watching right now, wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. I'm going to move up a little bit closer to the camera here, and I'm going to move that up just a tad. Maybe that'll be a little bit better for us. I'm on the edge of my seat now. uh, compared to a minute ago, I was kind of slouching back, but where the storms are getting close to us here in Shelbyville. Okay, in the next 2 to 3 minutes here, we'll be in downtown Shelbyville. Once the line passes, your severe weather threat will be ending for the evening or for the night. Okay, so once the line passes, we'll be done with the severe weather threat. Okay, we are now tornado warning free. We're fairly solid storm line with the primary threat being damaging winds, and that's from the National Weather Service warning coordination meteorologist in Nashville there. So it looks like, at least for the time being, the tornado threat is calming down, but still keeping an eye on things. Okay, because these storms can come and go very quickly, very quickly. All right, so looking at the storm winds here, not seeing anything overly impressive in terms of a tornado threat. Okay, still looking at 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. And again, this is coming directly over Shelbyville right now. All right, Fairlane Estates, Shelbyville, coming right out Madison Street, 41A, coming down Creekwood. Okay, Shelbyville Mills, potentially 60 to 70 mile per hour winds possible here. Okay. So it's time to hunker down if you are in Shelbyville proper, if you're in Bell Buckle, if you're in Wartrace. It's time to hunker down. Time to hunker down for the next couple moments. All right. Down here in Lincoln County, still monitoring a fairly impressive little cell that merged within the main QLCS here, and this is moving off towards the north and the east towards Lynchburg. So I'm watching that very closely. Did have a tornado warning on it earlier. Doesn't have one on it right now, but it is something I'm keeping a very close eye on here. Okay, so you can see there's severe thunderstorm warnings basically from all the way up here along the Ohio River, the Ohio River between northern Kentucky and Indiana, all the way down into Kentucky, into Tennessee, and then all the way down to the Mississippi state line just outside of Columbus. Okay, so this is a far stretching and widespread damaging wind event that is ongoing here, and it's coming right through Bedford County right now. Okay, Shelbyville getting in on the worst of it. Wartrace, Bell Buckle, going to be coming into Tullahoma momentarily. We're talking about maybe the next 5 to 10 minutes for you there on the outskirts of Tullahoma, and we'll be coming to you very soon. Getting nasty off of 64 and Narren Road. All right, let's see if the Shelbyville camera is back up. So here's our wheel camera, and it's rocking and rolling in wheel right now. It's rocking and rolling here in wheel. This is actually a little bit closer to Shelbyville than wheel, but still very strong thunderstorms ongoing here in the wheel area with damaging winds, potentially up to 60 miles an hour. Okay, and again, this is moving right into downtown Shelbyville right now. Altamont, you have another 45 minutes or so before this storm gets to you, okay? Still got a little bit of time for you there in Altamont. But here in Shelbyville, we're getting in on the worst of it, and I think the wind just hit the weather center here in Shelbyville. I can hear the roof popping a little bit with the changing of the direction of the wind. So the worst of the wind is coming down through Shelbyville right now. Thank you for the stars there, Derek. Thank you so much. So, again, this is what we have going on right now, folks. A line of strong to severe thunderstorms from Beech Grove to Bell Buckle to Wartrace to Shelbyville, coming down into Flat Creek and Mount Herman, coming into Belleville in Lincoln County and Howell over towards Fayetteville and Pearl City and Coldwater down to Blanche and Taft, okay? Very strong thunderstorms, potentially producing wind gusts upwards of 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour, okay? Let's go ahead and check some of the velocity data here. And again, let's do a little Weather 101 class here real quick. So the radar shoots beams directly out, okay? It shoots them directly out. So it shoots them this way and this way and this way. Okay, so when the beams go out, the best radar readings you're going to get are when the winds are coming directly at the radar. Okay, the further away you are from the radar, or the less perpendicular you are to the radar beam, the less likely you are to see or to pick up on some of the worst winds, okay? So that's why I'm using Lincoln County here, showing some of the stronger winds, upwards of 50, maybe 60 miles an hour here coming into Lincoln County, and that's what we can kind of expect along this whole line, okay? 60 to 70 miles an hour. So the worst of the winds are here at the Duck River Electric Weather Center. I can hear the winds outside blowing really good right now in downtown Shelbyville, or just off the square in Shelbyville. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Bedford and Coffee counties, as well as Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County. Okay, Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County until 12:15 a.m. We have Coffee and Bedford County until 11:45 p.m. Okay, and that is for the potential for some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts along a line of thunderstorms. We'll do another storm track here going out at 60 miles an hour, because that's how fast these storms are moving here. And I'll do one at, we'll do, okay, so we have Wartrace at 11:41, Fayetteville at 11:45, Lynchburg at 11:50, Tullahoma at 11:55, Manchester at 11:56, Morrison at 12:02, Huntland at 12:03, and Estill Springs at 12:05. Okay, that is the what I'm the latest times of arrival here with this strong to severe thunderstorm. Okay, so let's zoom back down in here, and again, we could be seeing some pea-sized hail potentially within this line, but really the main threat here is going to be the damaging wind gusts. Upwards of 60, maybe 70 miles an hour. And again, I'm not seeing any major tornado concerns at this current moment, but it's something I'm keeping a very close eye on. Okay, very, very close eye on. Let's go ahead and look at the Duck River Electric outage map here. Um, and it looks pretty good. There's a couple outages here. Spring Hill, where we had the tornado warning earlier this evening, that's where the biggest concentration of power outages are momentarily, or at least at this time. But in terms of just kind of scattered outages here and there, otherwise, okay. We still have some scattered outages here and there, but overall, it's not too bad. Okay, and again, they're hard at work downstairs, making sure that they can get folks out to restore power as quickly as possible. Okay, now one thing I did want to keep folks aware of is one you'll probably get 5 or 10 minutes of really heavy stormage, but once the heavy stormage moves through, we're going to be done for the evening. Okay, we're going to be done with the severe weather threat, and then it gets cold, and then it snows tomorrow. Okay, it's going to snow tomorrow. Yep, yep, snow. That's right. So the National Weather Service has never mind. It feels like Laws Hill is getting hit more now than it was supposed to be bad. Maybe it's just more thunder now than before. Mm-hmm. All right. So wind has settled down now off of a Pickle Road, but it doesn't last too long, man. It's loud. So one thing that you have to keep in mind is behind this front here is the winds are going to be howling out of the north and west, bringing in that cold Canadian air. Okay. So as the winds pick up out of the south or out of the north and west, you're going to get gusts of probably 30 to 35 miles per hour throughout the evening and into the overnight. Okay. Into early tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind as we continue to monitor this. Is we're going to have these strong to severe thunderstorms or these strong wind gusts continue even after the storms subside. Okay, and again, looking at the radar here, I mean, we have this is definitely a line of strong to severe thunderstorms, but overall, in terms of kinks in the line or anything like that, it's not overly impressive in that regard. Okay, there's not a major tornado threat that I can see right this moment, but it's something that I'm continuing to keep a very, very close eye on here. Okay, very close eye. Because, like I said, these storms can very quickly spin up a tornado. It doesn't take very much for these storms to spin up a tornado. Okay, so we have so a new severe thunderstorm warning has just come out here for 70-mile-per-hour winds and hail up to the size of nickels. Okay, so this is for Bedford, Coffee, and I thought it was going to be for Grundy County too, but it's not for Grundy County. Okay, so the new severe thunderstorm warning will run until 12:45 a.m. So another hour here on this new severe thunderstorm warning, and it does not include Grundy County yet. Okay, Grundy County is the only county that I have that isn't under a warning right now. So let's talk about some all clears, folks. Let's talk about some all clears because I've got some folks saying, "Oh, I want to go to bed." I want to go to bed too. I want to go to bed too. Don't you worry. I do too. But I'm here working on this. We're doing what we got to do this evening. Okay. So Murray County, you're in the clear. Okay. If you're in Marshall County, you're in the clear. We're really focused on Bedford and Lincoln County right now, particularly Bedford County and northern Lincoln County. Okay, moving into Lynchburg. Lynchburg probably have 5 or 10 minutes here with this until this severe thunderstorm warning gets to you. Okay, bell buckle getting in on some of the worst of the action right now. Potentially some nickel sized hail and a 60 plus mile per hour wind gusts ongoing in bell buckle. War trace, more of the same. We're talking about 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds for you there in war trace. Okay, Shelbyville. We're talking about potential for some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds as well. The worst of the wind has just exited Shelbyville, but still, we're dealing with very strong wind gusts across the area. Tullahoma, you got maybe 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes for you folks in Tullahoma. You need to be indoors and away from windows. Indoors and away from windows. Yes, Coffee County, Tullahoma, you have probably 10 minutes here, okay? So let me go ahead and let me see what the latest, how fast this line is moving. Okay, so now it's down to 40 miles an hour. All right. It's down to 40 miles an hour. Okay, so let's bring this down to 40 here, and we'll bring this out with some times of arrival. Okay, so 40, moving at 40 miles an hour here. Let's go ahead and get some times of arrival. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Uh, let's look at the part right over War Trace here. This will be at Deerfield, right along State Route 53 around midnight. Okay, Manchester, we're looking around 1207. 1207 for us there in Manchester. Of 1155 for us in War Trace. We're talking about Tullahoma at 1202. Okay, we're talking about Flat Creek at 1153. Okay, 1153 for us in Flat Creek. Here in Lynchburg, potentially some 60, 70 mile per hour winds coming into Lynchburg. 1158 for us in Lynchburg. Okay, so we have maybe 10 minutes for us there in Lynchburg. Okay, Flat Creek, you're about to get in on some of the worst of the action. Okay, and this part right here, this part of the storm that's kind of separated from at least the south side, or the south side of this part of the line here. This is where I'm most concerned with probably some higher wind gusts. Okay, so this is coming towards Hawthorne, Mount Herman, Flat Creek, Bottle Hollow, Singleton, Midway, Ross, Ledford Mill, over towards Fairview and Lake Hills, Hickory Hill Estates in northern Tullahoma. Okay, so be aware that watching some 60, maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts across this whole line, right? But especially here with this little Boeing signature. If you were with me when we were talking about this storm or the storms on Wednesday, when you have this signature right here, we call this a bow echo, okay? A bow echo. And what happens is it looks like when you flex a bow back and you're about to let the arrow shoot, okay? I'm sorry if I have any hunters here, that no archery hunters or anything. I'm probably using all the wrong terms right now, but when you pull the bow back, then when the bow flexes, and then you get the really strong winds. Okay, this is what's happening here. The really strong winds are pushing down and pushing all the rain outwards. Okay, it's bowing outwards, right? So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now here from Lynchburg over towards New Herman, Mount Herman, coming towards County Line and along State Route 55 and up into Flat Creek. Potentially some higher gusts upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour, just like everybody else. But I am a little bit more concerned about the damaging wind threat in this area. Okay, so Mount Herman is pretty wild right now. Thank you, Desiree. Yeah, Chestnut Ridge is definitely the worst, getting the worst of the storms and the wind right now, from what I can see. And there's the latest update there, and it's about to come into Flat Creek proper. Okay, right along. It's basically moving right along New Center Church Road, coming along Goose Creek Road and Possum Trot Road, Hart Road, that area in there. So just be aware that we could have some 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds coming into that area on top of everywhere else. Right? There's a lot of stuff happening everywhere. I believe we do have some hail falling here at the Duck River Electric Weather Center. It's very loud here on Madison Street in Shelbyville right now. Probably has some hail falling. There is no tornado warnings in effect right now. This is strictly damaging wind gusts from what I can see at this current moment. I'm watching stuff very carefully, but at least for the time being, not overly concerned with a tornado that's imminent. Now, that can change very quickly, okay? But it's really raining hard here in Shelbyville right now, and probably some little hailstones as well. So we're up to 50 strikes of lightning, 51 in the past 5 or 10 minutes here with this line of storms as it continues to race off towards the east. Okay, so let's do another storm track here, going out at 40 miles an hour. It's a little bit slower than it was a minute ago, but anyway, we're going to do 40 miles an hour here, and um, give me just a second, please. We're going to go here. All right. So Lynchburg at 11:56. So the timing has come back on Lynchburg just a tad, and that's because the overall storm motion has subsided a little bit. It's a little bit slower moving now. Tullahoma 12:07. Manchester 12:11. Okay. Morrison 12:15. Estill Springs 12:18. Okay, and that's some of the times of arrival here for the worst of these thunderstorms as they continue to push off towards the east. Okay, so again, Lynchburg 11:56, Tullahoma 12:07, Manchester 12:11. Okay, Morrison 12:15, and Estill Springs at 12:18. Okay, 12:18 for us there in Estill Springs, okay? And again, 60 plus mile per hour winds are the main concern here. Looking for areas of rotation, not seeing anything too crazy here. The shear or the rotation, the rotation detector here isn't even showing any green spots hardly. There's one up here near Deerfield Elementary School in Lakewood Park, but that's not an imminent tornado by any stretch of the imagination. But really, it's not that. It's the tornado threat is not overly impressive right this moment, okay? But again, I mean, we have 54 lightning strikes in the past 5 minutes here, so there is a lot of lightning. There's a lot of lightning ongoing and a lot of strong to severe thunderstorms ongoing. Hail on 231 South near New Center Church Road. Thank you. Hail War Trace Pike. Power just flashed on south side of Shelbyville. Hail in Beech Grove. All right, we got a lot of hail reports here. In southern or in all across Bedford County and into Coffee County as well. Okay, so probably if you're in Manchester, if you're in Tullahoma, if you're in Lynchburg, be prepared for some small hail. Okay, we have a lot of small hail reports coming in. In Lynchburg, it's right on top of you right now. Okay, coming up Dogtail Road, County Line, Lynchburg Highway, Highway 55, Wiseman Road, Farrow Road, Hilltop Road, Powell Hollow Road, Ledford Mill, Bottle Hollow, Ross, Midway, Singleton, Flat Creek. Getting in on the worst of the action right now. I know I got a lot of folks in Flat Creek. You can tell me what it's doing down there. Lewisburg is in the clear. All right, if you're in Lewisburg, you're in the clear. All of Bedford or all of Marshall and all of Murray County are in the clear from the severe weather threat this evening. Okay. Murray and Marshall County are in the clear. All right. We're focused. We're honed in here on this right here. Once this passes you, you're done for the night. Okay. We got to get through this blob, this giant line of strong to severe thunderstorms, okay? Coming into Lakewood Park right now, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Nat Hill down to Farrah Hill, Boynton Valley, Busy Corner, exit 105, off I-24. We're talking about Balcom and Shiloh and Union Ridge, Courtner's Mill. We're talking about Normandy and Roseville and Midway and Ross, Ledford's Mill. Some of the places that are getting in on the worst of the wind over the next 5 to 10 minutes. And I feel like I'm talking over and over again about the same areas, but again, I'm just trying to give y'all what we got going on here, okay? Now into Moore County. We're talking about Raysville, Cumberland Spring, Turkey Creek, Pleasant Hill, Ridgeville, Bakertown, into downtown Lynchburg right now. It's on top of you. Lois, Marble Hill, Hurdlow, Liberty Hill, Champ, Gaddistown, Locksmill, Mulberry, down into Fayetteville, getting in on some of the worst of the action as well over the next 5 to 10 minutes, okay? I am going to check the Huntsville. I'm going to check the Huntsville chat room, making sure I'm not missing anything, and I'm not. I'm not. Okay. Yes, Wiseman Road. It'll be over you here in just a moment. Okay, just a moment for you there in Wiseman Road. Fayetteville, you have probably 2 or 3 minutes there before the worst of it comes into you there in Fayetteville. Okay, let's take a look at some of the wind speeds. Again, we got to look at a weird spot here, so stick with me. But we're going to look here at some of the wind speeds between Fayetteville and Hazel Green, because that shows about probably what the wind speeds are here locally. But we're talking about, 60, maybe upwards of 70 mile per hour winds here with this entire line. Okay, with this entire line that's coming through, potentially some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Okay. Now, let me look here very quickly. I want to make sure we're still going good on the radio. I think we are. Okay. All right. We're almost at midnight here on, and welcome in again to the Southern Tennessee weather, live severe weather coverage of a line of strong to severe thunderstorms that is pushing through Bedford, Coffee, Moore, Franklin, Lincoln, and eventually Grundy County as well. Okay. Now, thankfully, the worst of the storm is passing Shelbyville now. So we're almost going to be in the clear here in Shelbyville. Okay. We still have a little bit left to go, but, for the time being, at least, it definitely looks like that the worst of the storm is about to exit Shelbyville proper. Okay. So this is a reflectivity view, okay? This is looking at how hard the rain is coming down. This is looking at any hail that we have falling in a thunderstorm, okay? Oh my goodness, we have, all right, Pooja, time to leave. Time to get out of here. We're going to ban Pooja. All right. All right then. Hopefully we got rid of one of the mods in here. Need to get rid of them. All right. we got all sort of scammers and everybody else in here this evening, so I apologize. We're we're getting it done here on Facebook Live. Okay, so worst of the storm is coming into Lynchburg right now. Okay, Lynchburg getting in on some of the worst of the action, potentially 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Tullahoma, it's coming to you next. Normandy, about to be into your neck of the woods there. Midway and Ross, down into Bottle Hollow, coming over you right now. Ledford Mill, Hickory Hill Estate, Flowertown, Briarwood, Homeaway Village. We're talking about Anderson and Kaywood and Bel Air and Johnstown and Forest Park here in Tullahoma proper over the next 5 minutes here, okay? And we could, see some gusty winds and potentially some small hail, right? But overall, in terms of a imminent tornado or anything like that, we're doing fairly well, at least right now. Okay, we still have a little bit more to go, but for the time being, everything looks okay in the tornado department. All right, and I apologize. I apologize for some of the folks not being able to comment. We're having to moderate a little bit more, a little bit more aggressively this evening due to Moore County is pretty rough right now with trees falling. Thank you very much, Everett, for the report. And again, we are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning here that remains in effect. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warnings from Beech Grove all the way down to Park City and the lottery places on the state line on 231, 431 in Lincoln County. We're covering it all here this evening as this continues to push off towards the east. Hillsboro is on the map. I just got to zoom in a little bit more here, but this is here's Hillsboro. It's just a little bit, it's a smaller community, and I can't have every community on here, right? Because it'd be too much to try to deal with and finagle with and everything else. Thank you for the stars, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, again, the worst of the storm now coming right over Busy Corner, exit 105, coming over the Deerfield community along State Route 53. About to be in Manchester in the next 5 minutes here. Let's go ahead and do a storm track here. It says 1213 to Manchester. I think that's a little, I'm thinking more like 1205-ish for you there, folks in Manchester, okay? Tullahoma coming into you right now, coming right up the ridge there off of Motlow, and coming right up, riding Highway 55 right into town there out of Lynchburg, okay? Lynchburg getting in on the worst of the storm right now. Fayetteville about to get in on the worst of the storm. Down here towards Park City, okay? Down towards the state line, where 231 and 431 meet up together here, Huntsville Highway. So roughest part of the storm coming down for you folks there in southern Lincoln County, okay? So that's what we're watching right now. Again, strong to severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging wind gusts upwards of 60, maybe 70 miles an hour, okay? The time is now 12 o'clock a.m., and we are live on WLIJ and Thunder Radio. Live stream severe weather coverage here, and top of the hour here for those radio stations. And then, of course, we're live with severe weather coverage on Facebook. Thank you, Landon, for the stars. Thank you, thank you. So, again, what we're watching now, 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line winds. 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line winds is what we're watching right this moment. I'm sorry, I'm having to take a lot of sips of water here. Whew. Yes, the worst of the storm is about to enter Tullahoma. My folks in Tullahoma that have been talking about the storm that was coming in, here it is for us in Tullahoma, okay? 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds coming into Tullahoma proper right now. Manchester, you have about 5 minutes. Busy Corner, it's coming over top of you right now. 60, maybe 70 mile per hour winds for you folks in Busy Corner, okay? Thank you again for all the stars. Thank you, thank you. Shelbyville is in the clear to go to bed. Shelbyville can go to bed, okay? Shelbyville can go to bed. You're in the clear. All right. We're about to drop off big time here with the with the views when old Shelbyville gets off. Right. But yeah, Shelbyville is in the clear here with this severe thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm warning, okay? Now, let's go down here and we'll look here at the velocity data again, looking to see if there's any turning, twisting of the winds. And nothing too crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Star party activated. Okay. All right then. So we're up to around 55 lightning strikes in the past 5 minutes here with this line of strong to severe thunderstorms that continues to roll through the area. There seems to be some range folding here with the Huntsville radar, and that's kind of not ideal at the moment. But anyway, let me check the Huntsville chat room to make sure I'm not missing anything crazy. All right, so again, throughout the morning time, there's probably going to be some strong to severe thunder or some strong wind gusts. Trees will continue to come down, stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. over the next few hours. So let's look at the Duck River Electric power outage map. Just a bunch of scattered outages, right? I mean, we have a few clumps here and there across the region, but it's not overly widespread, right? There's just a few clumps of outages here and there, and of course, this will continue to grow as strong wind gusts continue to come through the region. But for the most part, it's not too bad for us. And of course, sir, we're talking about the city municipalities too. If we add those in, we're talking about 7,000 without power in Murray County, Marshall County 200 without power, and then 100 without power here in Bedford County. And as that line continues to shift off towards the east, we'll see these folks continue to probably Coffee, Moore, Franklin, and Grundy go up with the power outages just a tad. Okay, so again, they're working very hard, very very hard. Bedford County does not have over 10,000 without power. I don't believe. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So all right, 1.3K watching. It's 12:05 a.m. here. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I probably shouldn't do that. Woo! It's a late night here in the Duck River Electric Weather Center, and we continue to watch a line of strong to severe thunderstorms from Morrison down to Manchester down to Tullahoma. The worst of the storm is coming through Tullahoma right now. Okay, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour, potentially possible here in the Tullahoma area. Lynchburg getting in on some of the worst of the action, and then um, Winchester, Estill Springs, Huntland coming up here momentarily too. Okay, so looks like we have some power flashes or some power flickers in the Tullahoma area. Just got a report of that. So again, with these really strong wind gusts that are coming through the region, we're going to be talking about isolated power outages and stuff like that. The dangerous storm tag means that my algorithm has you can get alerts for dangerous thunderstorms that are approaching your region on the Southern Tennessee weather app. If you don't have it downloaded, you need to download it. But anyway, that weather app, whenever there's a rotating storm approaching or a storm with very strong winds, it alerts your phone and device. Okay, so it tells you when that is coming through. Down in Tullahoma proper, we're talking about potentially some nickel up to nickel sized hail. Some nickel, maybe quarter sized hail falling in Tullahoma. I think that may be a little on the high end, but still very, very strong to severe thunderstorm ongoing in Tullahoma proper. Okay. Give me 5 more minutes here in Bedford County. 5 more minutes, and you're going to be in the clear from this tornado warning. Okay. 5 more minutes here in in Bedford County. All right. Now down here in Franklin County, we're seeing some lightning and some thunder, some thunderstorms ongoing from Tracy City down to Swanee and Cowan, down into Sherwood and Anderson there in the holler. But again, that activity that's going on there is not the main show. Okay, that's just some isolated to scattered rain showers out ahead of the main thunderstorm. Okay, and I just want to show you this, and we'll see. You see this over here? I know we still got storms to talk about here, but you see this up here? Blue. That's snow. Snow. And that is coming this direction. All right. We're going to have some snow, probably just some flurries and light snow showers. And there could be a light dusting. I'm not going to totally rule that out. I think it's not going to be for a lot of us what happens, but still, just keep that in mind. I'm going to have some snow. Going to have the 4-letter S word tomorrow. All right. Power flashing here in Tullahoma at the Franklin County line. A pea-sized hail in Bradyville. Thank you, Reagan. Ooh. All right, here. All right. So the worst of the storm here is coming into Manchester right now. Okay. 390 people reported without power along North Jackson Street in Tullahoma at this time. Okay. So Morrison down to Manchester and Tullahoma. We're talking about some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. It's coming into Manchester right now. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 minutes for you there in Manchester. Okay. And then for you folks in Estill Springs, Winchester, and Huntland, I haven't forgot about you. Okay. We're still keeping an eye on your on your storms that'll be coming through here momentarily. Okay. But Manchester and Tullahoma, right along Highway 55, is where the worst of the severe thunderstorm is right now. 750 plus reported without power along Wilson Avenue in Tullahoma, off towards Lynchburg. Okay, so very gusty winds, some power outages ongoing in the Tullahoma area at this time. So be aware that is one of the threats we're watching as this continues to push off towards the east, okay? So let me go ahead and do another storm track here. And again, this is moving off about 30 or 40, 45 miles an hour. We're talking about Hillsboro here by 12, almost 12:30, okay? 12:30 for us here in Hillsboro. All right, Miss Tammy, if you're out there, keep that in mind. If you are out at Asbury, at 12:23, Winton Town. We're talking about you at 12:26, okay? Let's go up here a little bit further, getting in on some of the worst of the action here in Summitville right now, over to New Union, right down into Manchester. All right? Worst of the storm is right over Manchester and Tullahoma and Shelbyville right now. Let me check on the velocity data here, see if we have any rotation. Not seeing anything overly impressive still with the rotation, but like I've been saying, 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line winds, they can do just as much damage as a tornado, right? So keep that in mind. Thank you, Landon. Thank you. All right. So I do want to go ahead and give the all clear here. The all clear for Bedford County. Okay. Bedford County, everyone in Bedford County is in the clear from this severe weather threat this evening. Okay. So Bedford, Marshall, and Murray County are now in the clear from this severe thunderstorm or line of thunderstorms. Okay. And we're about to cut off the coverage here on WLIJ as well, since the storm is moving out of Bedford County. Okay, we'll continue with the coverage elsewhere though as these storms continue to push through. Folks, just south of Lynchburg, in Lois, Marble Hill, down to Herdlow and Liberty Hill in Moore County, about to get in on some really heavy rainfall, potentially some pea-sized hail. Right, pea-sized hail possible there. And here's the latest update coming up on Bakertown and Marble Hill. Brownington, Beach Hill, Ridgeville, over towards Winchester Springs and Broadview, coming up on Winchester in the next probably 45 minutes, or not 45 minutes, but next 15 to 20 minutes or so, okay? And again, we have this severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Franklin, Moore, and Lincoln County until 12:15, which is actually coming up on expiration. So I want to see if they're going to continue. All right. Nothing too crazy there. So, Bedford County, you're in the clear. All right. And here's the new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come out from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. Okay. So, I am going to go ahead and end our live severe weather coverage on WLIJ. The time is now 12:14 a.m. and we're going to go back to regular programming for folks in Bedford County. And again, if you're in Bedford County, you are in the clear from the severe weather threat today. And thank you so much for tuning in to our live severe weather coverage with Southern Tennessee Weather. And we will continue the live severe weather coverage on Facebook and X and YouTube and our streaming apps. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you are on WLIJ, and we will see you next time. All right, let me get this going here. All right, so now that I'm done with this, we're going to close that out. And all right. All right, sorry about that. I had to do that real quickly here. So again, we're still live here on social media with the severe thunderstorm warning that continues to be in effect here for Coffee County, for Moore, for Franklin, and for Lincoln County as well. Potentially some 60, maybe even 70-mile-per-hour winds that will be possible along this line here. Manchester, folks on Thunder Radio, getting in on some of the worst of the action here. Over the next 2 to 3 minutes, going to see some heavy rain, lots of wind. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can pull up our camera in Manchester. All right, so here's Manchester. And it's rainy and windy. Rainy and windy here in Manchester. No tornado warnings at this time. No tornado, but I can't completely rule out one, okay? So here's Manchester right now, what we're seeing. Gusty winds and heavy rainfall ongoing here for us in Manchester, okay? Huntsville is under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, and the worst of the storm is coming into Huntsville right now. Hillsboro, you have maybe 5 to 10 minutes here before it's on top of you. Estill Springs, it's about to be on top of you. This is this little section of the line here producing some bigger hail, potentially maybe up to the size of quarters, right on the other side of Kelso and Flintville. Okay, and this will be moving right up into between Winchester, Huntland, eventually up towards Cowan and Swanee. Okay, so be aware of that over the next few minutes as we continue to track this coming towards the east. All right. Now, in terms of velocity, not seeing anything, not seeing any really, twisty, turny stuff, to say the least here. But I think we're doing pretty good in terms of the tornado stuff. Okay, so a new severe thunderstorm warning is about to come out for Grundy County. I am going to take a little break, like I'm talking like 2 minutes here, and go run to the restroom. Okay, I haven't gone to the restroom in almost 2 hours, and I've been drinking a lot of water. So I'll be back in just a second. But I'll have the radar loop in here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I promise. We're not done with severe weather coverage. I'm not going to be done until the last lightning strike, or at least the last part of the severe thunderstorm gets out and leaves our area. Okay, so I'll be right back. Bear with me for like 2 minutes, and we'll get back to some severe weather coverage here. Okay, I'm also going to turn this over to the other screen very quickly. So again, I will be back here in just a second. Okay. All right. Again, I apologize for that. I've been drinking a little bit of water and I needed to use the restroom real quick. So, anyway, let's get back to talking about this line of severe thunderstorms that continues to push through the region. So, right now, the worst of the storms are along a line from Morrison down to Viola. We're going to stop that. Yeah. Morrison down to Viola, down to Hillsboro, about to get in on the worst of the action. We're talking about folks in Estill Springs too. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Estill Springs up and running here. Um, here's Estill Springs at a UTSI. All right, and it's a lot of a lot of wind and rain ongoing here in Estill Springs. A lot of wind and rain. That's the name of the game this evening. It's the name of the game this evening here in Estill Springs. Lynchburg is not going to be much longer for you folks there, okay? So we'll just give me, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes here in Lynchburg and you'll be in the clear. So again, right now we can firmly say that Columbia is in the clear, Murray County, all of Murray County is in the clear. Marshall County is in the clear. Bedford County is in the clear. Okay, the worst of the wind and stormage is located from Lynchburg to Estill Springs, about to come into Winchester and Huntland at this time. Okay, I do want to see. This is might be an interesting appendage. Not seeing anything. Okay. The winds that are coming into Huntland right now, upwards of 60 miles an hour. Okay, we're talking about potentially 50 to 60 miles an hour coming into downtown Huntland in the next 5 minutes here. Okay. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here for Coffee County and for Grundy County until 1:15 a.m. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect until 1:15 a.m. for Franklin and Moore County. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with right this moment. And again, 60, potentially 70 mile per hour winds and some small hail are the main concerns here, coming right over Hillsboro right now. All right, coming right over Hillsboro right now. Now, we're not talking about, tornadic circulations or anything for us here in Hillsboro, but definitely going to see some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds here in Hillsboro, all the way down towards to Estill Springs and Deckard and Huntland too. Okay, Huntland, you're about to get in on the worst of it right now. Okay, now I'm actually going to see how fast Huntsville has this new warning. Okay. Okay, they have 45 miles an hour, and they do have a tornado possible tag, but we'll bring this out 45 miles an hour here along this whole line, and let's see. We'll take this a little bit lower. Cha cha cha. I'm trying my hardest here. All right. So Huntland right now, I mean, the worst of the storm is coming into Huntland right now. Winchester, 1230. So we're talking about maybe 5 minutes for you folks in Winchester. Deckard, 1231. Cowan, 1239. Altamont, 1241. Suwanee, 1243. Beersheba Springs, 1245. Colmont, 1248. Tracy City, 1252. And Grootley Logger at 1253 is what we're seeing right now. Okay. No electric on in Manchester behind the Baptist Church in Food Lion. Okay, thank you for the report there. So let's go ahead and look at the current power outages that we have from Duck River Electric. And it does look like we have a few more scattered outages that continue to pop up as this line moves off towards the south and east. And they're just scattered about, right? It's not really any major power outages, but still just a few here and there. And they're working very hard downstairs and here at Duck River Electric and working to dispatch crews and get them off and um, get the crews on and or get y'all's power on and get everybody working again. Okay. So I apologize. I'm slurring a little bit. If it sounds like that, I'm I'm tired. All right. I'm trying my hardest here. So let's zoom back in here. And again, the worst of the wind here is coming into Hillsborough right now. Stephenson, Glenn, Betsy Willis, over towards Prairie Plains and Calls, down to Duncantown, Estill Springs. Getting in on some of the worst of the action here. And let me see what my camera in Estill Springs looks like. And of course, the Shelbyville camera is now up. Yeah, it's just rainy and windy in Estill Springs. Rainy and windy for us in Estill Springs, and Huntland's right up next. Okay, so we're transitioning from the western part of the area over towards the east. Okay, so we're talking about Altamont, and we're talking about Hillsborough and Colmont and Monteagle down to Swanee and Cowan and Winchester, Deckard, down to Huntland. Okay, this is where the worst of the weather is right now. Okay, um, for you folks in Hillsborough, give it 5 or 10 minutes, and it'll be through fairly quickly. Okay. So again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings extending from McMinnville all the way down to the Alabama state line for 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. We currently have 57 lightning strikes in the past couple moments here, so it's still a fairly electrical system. And we have at least a little bit of light rain to get through out behind here before we're done for the evening. Okay, so let's zoom down in here and get some better looks here at the storm. So right now, basically the storms are along State Route 127. So it's kind of where the leading edge of the line is, where the gustiest winds are, and it's coming down through Huntland as well. I know 127 doesn't go down in there, but um, if I had to draw a line and just extend it all the way down through Franklin County, it'd kind of be right along State Route 127 where the worst of the wind and the rain is right now. And of course, I mean down here on the north side of Huntland, we're going to be talking about potentially some hail up to the size of nickels, maybe quarters. But on top of that, also 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds will be possible. Okay. So this storm is about to come into Winchester. All right. So I have a Winchester camera and I have another Winchester camera. All right. Let me see here. Starting to get windy, folks. Starting to get windy here in Winchester. All right. You can see it's there's you can see it's shaking pretty bad here. And this is looking at the pavilion on the southwest side of town. Um, This is going to be great sleeping weather once we get done with this storm. If you have any damage reports, please send them in. And here it is. The leading edge of the line is here in Winchester. And this is live right now from the Franklin County EMA going out towards Lynchburg Highway. There is no second line. There is no second line. This first line is only one. This is the only one. And again, we're looking here at Winchester. This is near just south of downtown Winchester, and you can see, I mean, it's a rain-driven wind that's ongoing here in downtown Winchester, or just outside of downtown Winchester. This is what we've been dealing with all evening. Send your reports to my messenger, email Kirby at stnweather.com. Anything you got, I'm open to anything you got. Facebook Messenger, anything like that. All right. Really strong wind and rain here in Winchester. I'm going to bring this camera back up. I'd like to see how strong the wind is. It's probably every bit of 45 to 50. Okay, looks like right now it's sitting about at 40 for the wind gusts. All righty. Go back to the Facebook Live. All right. It looks like the worst is almost over there, in at least with the really strong winds. So again, this line is moving off towards the east about 40 miles per hour. And let me check that again. At 45 miles an hour. So I'm going to do a line segment track at 45, and so we're talking about Cowan in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes for you in Cowan. Okay, Altamont 12:46. Swanee at 12:43. Beersheba Springs at 12:48. Colmont at 12:53. Tracy City at 12:54. Grutley Logger at 12:58, and Palmer at 1:02 a.m. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right this moment here for the worst of the storms. This is moving through Hillsboro now, down to Estill Springs, Deckard, Winchester, getting in on the worst of the stormage as well. Okay, but in terms of tornadoes, not seeing anything super crazy for us in that regard. Okay, Cowan, you got maybe 5 minutes before the worst of the storm is on top of you. Okay. Again, here it's basically along this line right here, all right, is where the worst of the storm is. Tullahoma, you were in the clear. Tullahoma, you were in the clear. Manchester, you are in the clear. Manchester, you are in the clear, okay? The rest of Coffee County, stick with me for a minute here, but we're almost done, okay? But if you're in Manchester, you're in the clear for the evening. Tullahoma, you're also in the clear, okay? Um, let's. I'm going to go to something else for a minute because I haven't. I'm going to look at this for the first time with y'all. Okay, I haven't seen this, so we're just going to look. We're going to have some fun here. Okay, so storm moves out. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. I mean, you're talking about a pretty good little snow burst. I mean that's a pretty good little burst of snow that we have Monday at 10 o'clock a.m. And look, I mean, we're going to have snow bursts through the day tomorrow. I mean, this is not going to be just like scattered snow showers. I think we're going to have some bona fide, some bursts of snow every once in a while. Okay, so let's just for fun. Okay, we're just going to look at this for fun. Yes, Maggie, thank you. Beersheba, Beersheba. Okay. Um, so let's just look and see how much snow the HRRR has. I mean, it has 2 inches of snow in Grundy County. It has almost an inch for a lot of us. I think this is overplayed, right? I think that with the ground temperatures the way they are, probably going to be closer to a dusting for a lot of us. But it just so you know, it is gonna snow. It is gonna snow tomorrow. Okay. All right. So let's go back to let's go back to the stormage here. First, I wanted to say Moore County, you were in the clear. Moore County, Tullahoma, and Manchester in the clear. Okay. Moore County, Manchester, um, and Tullahoma are in the clear. Okay. Now, I do want to look at the Cowan camera. We have a camera that overlooks downtown Cowan and at the train museum. The this is from the Cowan Railroad Museum and Iron Rail Cams. Okay. And here comes the worst of the wind. You can see it kind of blowing there off in the distance. Um, the worst of the wind is coming right into Cowan right now. Hmm. Very strong wind gusts in the Cowan area. You can see it maybe coming off um, power, the light poles. I'm sorry, folks. I'm tired. I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest here. Uh, it's 12:39 in the morning. It's about all I got for you at this point. Yes, Michelle. Yes, snow, snow, snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. The weather outside is frightful. Yep. It's going to snow tomorrow. Better get ready. Snow, snow, snow's a coming. Snow, snow, snow's a coming. So get ready for us there. With I'm going to keep this off to the side. Those wind gusts aren't overly impressive there in Cowan just yet, but I'm keeping a close eye on it there. So anyway, yes, there is going to be snow tomorrow. Okay. But anyway, let's take a look at the storms here. We still got to get through the storms. And Beersheba Springs, Altamont, Grittly Logger. I hope I said that right. Y'all in Grundy County got some crazy names. I'm sorry to say, y'all, you folks in Grundy County got some crazy names here. I'm trying my hardest with y'all. You're giving me a headache at 12:40 this morning trying to try to pronounce some of y'all's names. Okay, so Colmont and Tracy City down to Mont Eagle as well. About to get in on some of the worst of the action, and of course here in Cowan and Swanee, down into Huntland as well, getting in on some of the worst of the storms. So we'll pull this out at 40 miles an hour here, and I mean this is going to take it out of our coverage area at 45 miles an hour here. So we will. Let me change it here to the normal stuff. All right, so Cowan, 1244. I mean, it's basically on top of you right now. Beersheba Springs, 1248. Altamont, 1246. Colmont, 1253. Gridley Logger at 1257. Tracy City, 1257. And Palmer at 103. Keaton, Solomon just texted me and said that there's a tree down at 611 North Porter Street in Winchester, and that's with the 911 center there. That report came from. Okay, so just to give you an update here about what's going on, we have strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through our far eastern areas. So that would be Grundy County, and that would be Franklin County, okay, about to come on top of the plateau. All right. The worst of the storm is now over for Coffee County. Coffee County is now completely in the clear. Okay. All of Coffee County is in the clear from the severe thunderstorms this evening. Okay. I'll be completely honest with you. This Cowan camera is not overly impressive. Now there could be other stuff at play that I'm just not seeing, at least at this current moment, because this is facing against a wall, and a lot of the wind is probably out of the picture here. But at least from this point of view, it doesn't look overly impressive. Yes, Hillsborough is in the clear. Hillsborough is in the clear. Okay. All of Coffee County is in the clear from the severe weather threat. The tornado watch has been canceled for Coffee County. Okay. The Weather Service is doing a great job of canceling these warnings or canceling these watches awful fast. Okay. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just come out for good majority of um, the southern East Tennessee here, including Chattanooga and over into Jasper, South Pittsburgh, Dunlap, up into Pikeville as well, and Spring City and Dayton. But thankfully, for here, we're fixing to be shutting her down for the night. Let's look at the velocity data just to see if there's anything interesting. Still not seeing anything crazy. The wind is starting to pick up in Cowan. All right. The wind is picking up in Cowan now, and you can see the sheets of rain coming down here. I do not cover Chattanooga, Jessica, unfortunately. I have a lot to deal with everywhere else. It's hard for me to cover more than I have right now, being a one man show. I hope to eventually, expand out even further than what I have, but I'm going to need some help before that happens. So down here in Cowan, they're starting to get stronger wind gusts here coming into the region, or coming into Cowan. Potentially up to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour. But I think those are just very scattered gusts. Very scattered gusts. All right, there's a semi truck rolling through. So Here is this is Cowan at the Cowan Railroad Museum. Credit to um oh, we might have lost some power off in the distance there. Something went out. I don't know what it was. There's still power in a lot of spots, so that may have just been one specific fixture that went out. This is a credit to Iron Rail Cams. Iron Rail Cams. Okay, so let's get back to the radar site or to the radar here and look at everything in order. So, Beersheba Springs down to Altamont, Monteagle, Swanee, Cowan, getting in on the worst of the action right now. About to be coming through Keith Springs Mountain on State Route 16, over towards Sherwood and Anderson, down on State Route 56. Okay, that's where the worst of the stormage is right now. Winchester, it's about to be over for you. Okay, Deckard, about to be over for you. Estill Springs, it is over for you. All right, it's over for you folks. The worst of it is over for you there in Estill Springs. Okay, so just honestly, a couple more minutes here is all we need. I'd say give until maybe 1:15 at the latest. Okay, and that's when the severe thunderstorm warning expires. Is at 1:15. Okay, so I think that's really all we need, and we'll be good to go for the rest of the evening. Okay, so just keep in. All right, so it looks like some stronger gusts are starting to come into Cowan. I see a little bit more mist here, and um, the wind-driven rain is hitting Cowan pretty good right now. And again, this is the Cowan Railroad Museum, courtesy of Iron Rail Cams. If you don't know about Iron Rail Cams, they are a great organization. They have a lot of train cameras. If you're a train geek or train nerd, train dweeb, foamer, whatever you want to be called there, they have a couple cameras across the area, across southern Middle Tennessee, and then also in North Alabama, in Stevenson and Bridgeport. So those are some great cameras to check out there on YouTube in your free time. Bedford County is in the clear. Bedford, Moore, Coffee, Marshall, and Murray County are in the clear. And Lincoln County as well. The only places I'm concerned about right now are is going to be in Franklin County and then also in Grundy County. Okay, just kind of waiting for these storms to exit out for the evening, and we'll say sayonara. And we'll be ready for the snow tomorrow morning. So again, Coffee County in the clear, Moore County in the clear, Bedford County in the clear, Lincoln County in the clear, Marshall County in the clear, and Murray County is also in the clear from this severe weather threat this evening. Okay, really just watching this last batch of thunderstorms here coming through Altamont and down into Swanee as well. Now, I guess we could sample some of the winds here and see how fast they are, but the data here off the Huntsville radar site is not overly impressive at this point. It's maybe 50 to upwards of 60 mile per hour winds, but I think that for the most part these storms are starting to slow down a tad. Okay, starting to slow down a tad. Bel Air Elementary has no electricity due to a transformer blowing sparks. All right. No warning for Tullahoma till 1:15. Okay. I don't know what that means there, but all right. Yes, have a good night there in Shelbyville. Shelbyville's in the clear. Have you a good night. Get you a little bit of rest while you can. At least it's not 3 in the morning, right? It could be worse. It could be worse. I'm going to look at the Monteagle camera. And it's really grainy. but it's just a lot of wind and rain, I'm sure. A lot of wind and rain. All right. That's basically what we're watching right now. No tornado concerns for the rest of the evening, I don't think. Um, I got to knock on wood when I say that. The worst is out of Deckard. Yes, the worst is out of Deckard, but just stick with me a couple more minutes here and we'll give the all clear for you in Deckard, okay? Estill Springs is in the clear, and Deckard and Winchester. I mean, you're next in the next 5 minutes or so. Swanee getting in on maybe some, um, some P nickel sized hail possible here, but I don't think that there's very many large hailstones. The main threat here is obviously going to be the damaging straight line winds. So this severe thunderstorm warning continues until 1:15 a.m. 1:15 a.m. here on this severe thunderstorm warning for Grundy County. We also have severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin County until 1:15 a.m. as well. So we have about another 25 minutes here for the severe thunderstorm warning. And I mean, these storms are very close to coming out. You're fine, Valerie. You're fine. um, So, in terms of you folks there in Chattanooga area, you have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. There's going to be some strong straight line winds that come your way, but the tornado threat is fairly low. Okay, tornado threat is fairly low. And again, I mean these the severe thunderstorm warnings extend all the way down to Meridian, Mississippi. From Meridian, Mississippi, all the way up to Danville, Kentucky, is just constant severe thunderstorm warnings. Pretty incredible how large and widespread this line of thunderstorms is. Let's go ahead and look at the. I didn't know why I pressed that. Okay, so here's our power outages. 5,000 without power in Murray County, 200 without power in Marshall County, 100 without power in Bedford, and 1,000 without power in Coffee County, okay? And this again is combining all the data together from not only Duck River Electric, but also the local municipalities, okay? Because Duck River really doesn't, I mean, they have a few larger outages, but it's a very scattered small outages mostly, right? So a lot of these outages are coming from some of the municipalities like Columbia Power Water, and I think Tullahoma Utilities is dealing with a pretty large power outage as well right now from what I can tell. So just keep that in mind that that's kind of what we're dealing with in that department. Okay. Sorry, I keep on zooming in and out. I'm sure you're probably getting tired of that. 312 people on with us here as we continue to watch this line of strong to severe thunderstorms push through. But we're getting close to being done for the evening. We're getting close to being done. We're going to have some gusty winds here and some gusty winds and some lightning and some rain continue for a couple hours, but nothing too crazy. Let's look at the current temperatures. Spot the cold front. Let's play the game. Spot the cold front. Where's the cold front at? 66 in Winchester, 51 in Columbia. Over a 10-degree difference. And I guess 15 degrees. It's pretty impressive stuff, right? I mean, that's a pretty nice cold front coming in, and again, we're going to be dealing with the strong to severe thunderstorm, or the not the strong to severe thunderstorms, but the snow tomorrow. couple bursts of snow. Tullahoma had a lot focused in the Bel Air area, and North Jackson Street focused on West Blackwell Street. Okay, thank you, Elijah, for the update there. So yeah, we're pretty almost done. Coming in. The worst of the storm is coming into Grootly Logger right now in Palmer, down to Tracy City, and also coming into Sherwood and Anderson, down to Tantalon. All right, down to Anderson. It's where the worst of the storm is coming right now. Down into those areas, and here's kind of the wind gusts that we're getting here: 50, maybe upwards of 60 miles an hour. 50, 60 miles an hour here is kind of what I'm getting at. So again, we're continuing to see potentially some scattered gusts upwards of 60 to maybe 70 miles per hour in a few locations. If you're in Winchester, let me check this one more time. Okay. So if you're in Winchester, Deckard, Huntland, Estill Springs, you're in the clear. Okay. Winchester, Deckard, Estill Springs, and Huntland, you're in the clear. You're in the clear if you're in Winchester, Deckard, Estill Springs, and Huntland. Cowan, Swanee, Tracy City, Colmont, Grootly Logger, and Palmer. Stick with me just a couple more minutes here. A couple more minutes on this severe thunderstorm warning for us. But overall, we're quickly starting to see this come to an end. I'm going to check something real fast. All right. We're getting close to being done. We're close to being done for the evening here with the strong to severe thunderstorms. So again, the worst of the storms right now: Grootly Logger, Colmont, Tracy City, over towards Monteagle, also down into Sherwood, Tantalon, and Anderson is where the worst of the severe thunderstorm is or are at this time. Manchester, all of Coffee County is in the clear. All of Coffee County is in the clear. All of Moore County is in the clear. All of Bedford County is in the clear. All of Marshall County is in the clear. All of Columbia is in the clear. All of Murray County is in the clear. All of Lincoln County is in the clear. Okay? Really, the only place I'm watching again is from Swanee to Cowan down towards Sherwood, Anderson, Tracy City, Colmont, and Grootly Logger, and that's just for damaging straight line winds. I mean, I don't see anything. If we look at the shear right here, there's a couple green spots showing up here and there, but honestly, it's not overly impressive. Not overly impressive in terms of the damaging wind or the tornadic threat. Okay. So again, we're live here due to a severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect for Grundy County until 1:15, and then also Franklin County until 1:15. We should hopefully be done a little bit before 1:15, but we're planning on sticking it out until the end here with the severe thunderstorms that continue to roll through the area. I've been live for probably close to 3-4 hours at this point here. Okay. Entirety of Northgate Mall is without power in Tullahoma. Thank you for the update for us in Grundy or with Elijah Kidd there in Tullahoma. Okay, so Northgate Mall there in Tullahoma is completely without power. All right, all right, all right. Sorry, I'm looking at some of my stuff over here. Street lights and some power being restored in Tullahoma. Okay. Krista just lost power on Pickle Road. Out of town currently. How is Bell Buckle? Bell Buckle's done for the evening. Um, right now we're just watching basically the edge of the line here coming into Grundy County and then down into Swanee and Sherwood as well. So moving at 45 miles an hour here. Bakertown right now, Tatesville 102, Palmer 102, Anderson 103, The Crossroads at 104, Griffith Creek at 106, Pinhook at 107, Orm at 110, Fredonia at 110, Smithtown at 111, Bryant at 113, and Cedar Springs at 113 as well. Okay. So that's some of the locations that are in the path of this storm over the next couple minutes here. And again, it's going to be a quick hitting thing for us here in Grundy County. I don't know how many of y'all are watching from Grundy County, but how bad is it going to get in Marion County? It's not going to get rough, we're going to get some maybe 50 to 60 mile per hour winds there in Marion County, but not overly concerned with the tornado threat, at least right now. Okay. But still, it is going to get fairly rough there for a moment for us in Marion County. Okay, so keep that in mind over the next little bit here. All right, so anyone have any questions for me? Let's these storms are almost trampoline at the 3000 block of Keith Cove Road in the roadway. It's near the radio station there in Cowan. So yeah, there you go. So make sure to whenever we have these storms come through, you want to make sure to tie down your trampolines and stuff, because those go flying. They call those God's frisbees for a reason. All right, so let's do this one more time. You ready? All right, so here's the storms moving out. This is a little bit late, but here we are by 9 o'clock a.m. 10 o'clock a.m. There you go. It's going to snow. All right. It's going to snow. And then we're going to get snow bursts on top of that through the evening. Okay. And these could be fairly impressive. You know, we're talking about maybe reduced visibilities for a little bit, stuff like that. And just something to be aware of. I mean, this is fairly, could be some heavier burst of snow. Now, am I talking about a big blizzard? Absolutely not. This is not going to be a big time snow. This is going to be the last snow of the year, probably, but it's going to bring a little bit to us. I mean, we're talking about, maybe a dusting up to an inch, maybe 2 inches. I think that's the high limit there on the Cumberland Plateau. But for us down here in the valley, us lowly folk down here, we're talking about maybe, a half inch at most. I really don't see even that. It's going to be a dusting at best for us. Okay. But, there you go. It's going to snow. It's going to snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow tomorrow. So Monday, cold and snowy. Cold and snowy. So get ready for us. Get ready for the snow there tomorrow. All right. So let's go back to the analysis tab here. Again, and we'll check on these storms. Honestly, we're pretty much done. I mean, we have some storms moving through Winchester right now, but it's we're about to be done here for the rest of the evening. Okay. Worst of the storm is now coming through Palmer, Tatesville, Bakertown, about to move down into the valley there, into Sequatchie Valley, in Dunlap along the US 127 corridor. But for us right here locally, the severe weather threat is quickly coming to an end. We do have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 1:15, but for the most part, we're coming to a close. Okay, and actually, um, the severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin County has expired. Okay, so this severe thunderstorm warning is no longer in effect. If you are in Franklin County, you are in the clear. Okay, all of Franklin County is in the clear. So you're good to go to bed. If you're anywhere in Franklin County, you're in the clear. Grundy County, like give me 2 or 3 minutes, okay, and I'll get you in the clear too, and we can all go to bed. So again, Franklin County is in the clear. Franklin County is in the clear. Go to bed if you're in Franklin County. Go to bed if you're in Franklin County. Hmm. All right. Tuesday, it's going to be cold. It's going to be highs in the 40s, but it will be sunny. All right, it'll be sunny on Tuesday, Mr. Bobby. Kristen, thank you. You're welcome. Yes, thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Have a good evening. Elijah says, Elijah Kidd says the CSX crossing gate snapped in half due to the wind at Grundy Street in Tullahoma. Okay, so we have some damage reports coming in, but overall, it's not too bad. So again, we're going to have rain, going to have thunder for a couple of hours here across most of the area, but the severe weather threat is come to an end. Okay, we're done. I'm about to sign off here for the evening. Folks in Grundy County still have, the strong winds and heavy rain across the far western zones, but overall, we're coming, everything is coming to an end, okay, for us everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and call it done. We're going to go to bed here. I'm going to make one more post, just overall blanket, all clear for everybody. And then we will see you. I may skip out on doing my video tomorrow, but and the weather blog we'll just have to see. It depends on how I feel after sleeping. But I think for the most part, we're going to be good to go. Okay, so overnight tonight, we're in the clear. The whole severe weather threat, the severe weather threat for today has come to an end. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in this evening. And we're going to go ahead and call it done here from the Duck River Electric Weather Center. Thank you for tuning in to severe weather coverage. And y'all have a blessed rest of your evening. If you have any severe weather reports, send them in to me. Facebook, Messenger, anything under the sun. I mean, you can also send your pictures into my weather app too if you want. So there's a lot of options for you out there. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to severe weather coverage this evening, and we will see you hopefully not with severe weather coverage soon, but we'll see you soon as I continue to post on social media. So y'all have a blessed rest of your Monday morning and get ready for the snow.
Accurate local weather without the mainstream hype. You're watching the Southern Tennessee Weather Channel.